Hello, chat. I hope you are having a wonderful Monday. I hope you are having I gotta mute myself on my own channel because I get confused very easily.
It was in fact the day that I moved the Excedrin from my desk that I wanted it.
Bro, that is always how it goes. Every time, though. Every time. But, welcome in, everybody. I hope you're having a wonderful Monday. Thank you, Raiders, for being here. I hope you had a wonderful time over in Shy's stream doing some Cyberpunk and some hole digging, question mark. Not really sure what game that was. But
it was a game about digging holes, obviously.
Is it based on the movie?
No, it's just a game about digging holes.
I feel like that depends on how many holes references you make during your time diggy hole.
We could probably make a whole lot.
Yeah, you sure can.
God damn. We got another one in the chat. Rip.
I will take a W because I have now convinced Ford to play Diggy Hole. I am winning. Everyone I know will play Diggy Hole.
What the hell is Diggy? I'm gonna look this up after this.
Dig a hole, Mr. DM.
Dig a fucking hole.
I feel like I could do that perfectly fine.
It's a game about digging a hole. It is like at most $5, and it is hours of fun.
It is hours of hole digging fun?
Yes.
So it's a really hole-in-one game.
Got you.
There's probably more puns in here. I see that you have been granted an inspiration already.
I really hope you lose your panties. I don't fucking have any, you bitch.
I think that was indicated at me. Hold on.
Oh, I thought he was doing reverse psychology on me.
Oh, yeah.
Like if he curses the roll, then it'll work.
Me too,
that was so aggressive.
Me too. Hi, welcome in.
I don't have any, you bitch.
Okay, good.
Shy, did you end your stream? Because
I did, yeah.
End your stream. Okay.
I rated it. And then I was like, all right, I'm going to go figure out food. And then I forgot to press the end stream button.
Yo.
Yeah, you sure did.
Oh, what is happening to my video here? It's just gone white, and I don't know why.
Oh, no.
Oh, I see that.
I don't know what's happening there. What's the white thing over it? Oh, it's Forge or Foundry. That's what is happening. I'm having a lot of failures. Don't worry, guys. We're doing great. There's no technical difficulties here.
If it makes you feel better, mine finally works now. So you have the magical Forger piece.
Come on now, little fella. You can do it, little guy.
Well, while you can't verify my roll, Mr. DM, I'd like to roll to steal your panties. Oh, wow, look at that. 2 20s?
2 20s? Whoa. I believe you entirely.
But I will roll 2 D20 just because I can, because I was inspired for it. Smiles. I won't even say I didn't hit.
That's rough.
A 6 and an 11.
That's rough.
Thank you for the effort, Burton. You're always appreciated. You support me in my lecherous habits. Yeah, is that not the correct word?
No,
I just woke up from a nap, so I could be talking out of my ass.
It's such a great word that you have chosen to use that I was just impressed.
Do I get another inspiration diamond?
You know what? Sure.
No, don't do that.
For using lecherous, I'm giving it to you because I think that's a great word that no one uses.
Yeah! 1 more panties! I'm greedy! Okay.
I was honestly hopeful for you.
You should self-promo before we get too off track because you have things happening this week that are important.
I should absolutely self-promo.
Let's go, yeah, self-promo.
I gotta find my link. Hi everybody, I'm BoldMordred. If you don't know me, I do D&D things, and this weekend I will be celebrating my 2-year streaming anniversary, and we're going to be doing a whole bunch of random shenanigans with a whole bunch of random friends of mine, and it's going to be a lot of fun, and we are really, it's just going to be like 48 hours of me being delirious on stream. There are some goals, which boldmordred.com/
It's 48 hours of we bully Mordred.
Yeah, pretty
so
much.
True. Man's put out a list of games. It was like, hey, react to the ones you're interested in playing, and then we immediately went and added one to the list that wasn't on there. We've already taken over the event. We're like, by the way, we're also gonna do this. Smiles.
Yep. Yep.
But yeah, it'll
You're
be a
doing
good
this.
time. Oh, here we go. Wow. I had to find it. I thought I named it affiliate. I named it anniversary because I'm smarter than that. But, we'll...
We've come out swinging. What has happened? What has occurred?
I'm gonna bully the
Oh, no.
streamer. Jesus Christ.
Good morning.
Good morning. We've chosen violence.
First time being bullied on Twitch.
So anyway,
I look at water. Yeah, 2-year anniversary, fun.
so the anniversary. I'm just gonna keep going. The anniversary will be because we're any funds that get put up for the anniversary is gonna go towards a big bill. We have a very big bill. Very big bill. We were not ready for big bill. Big bill came anyway.
That
We
happens.
didn't even know about the big bill, and it was like, hey, big bill. Okay, so that'll all go straight to the big bill. But I'm doing a whole bunch of fun stuff. I even got my wife to agree to play Elden Ring if we reach a certain goal.
Let's go!
Huge.
We love Kelly.
Let's go, Kelly, playing Elden Ring!
The most impactful game that would be even comparable to Elden Ring that she has played would probably be like Gears of War. So
Oh, good. Not comparable.
it's gonna
Fantastic.
be amazing.
I'm excited.
So I'm
Baby's
looking
first
forward to
Souls
that.
is always rough.
Ooh.
It's just rough.
Thank you, anonymous gifter. Thank you for gifting a sub to Everyor. Also, hi Everyor. Welcome in. Yeah, so that's my big announcement. And of course, if you want to be in one of these awesome campaigns that you're gonna see today, as we are reaching episode 25, a milestone, you can sign up by scanning that QR code directly underneath me and putting in some information to get onto a wait list. And we also have lots of one-shots and other fun D&D things that come up in the Discord, so make sure you join that to get all the latest news. And then, of course, also make sure, if you don't already, make sure that you are following all of my streamer friends that play in this campaign. They are wonderful streamers. Please go give them a follow if you don't already. Half of you came from one of them, so I imagine y'all follow everybody. But we're going to put it out there.
Follow Mordred, or I will be upset at you in-game.
And IRL.
No, true.
Oh, that's way better.
I'm mad.
So, Orlando, I appreciate you so much.
I'm telling you, best mod.
I need to I'm gonna put that up as my weem. I'm gonna go find that picture at some point. Put the one up. I see his face everywhere.
I love the typo too. Zorlander, I am gonna call you out immediately. It just says BoldMordred.
I'm BoldMordred.
That's what you get with a Nepo hire, bro.
I'm on board. This is fine. This is BoldMordred.
Is that what Zorlander is now? He's actually a Nepo hire?
It gotta be. We just passed him around. BoldMordred. Time to rebrand. It's been pinned. We have to redo all the
BoldMordred. Got it.
everything everywhere. It's a bowl.
Bowl.
Stay bold, chat.
Stay bold. I'm ending the episode with this.
Oh
no.
I hope you remember. It's a good quote.
Damn.
Amazing.
We're just gonna delete now. We keep going. Anyway, I'm looking forward to that. I have not actually scheduled anything out. It seems like it's gonna be like Saturday afternoon is when most everybody's available. So we'll probably just do Saturday until I end streaming and just everybody hanging out until they're done hanging out, and then they leave one by one.
Oh, I'm fully annoying you on Friday. I hope you know.
Hell
that.
yeah.
Yeah. I'm absolutely around on Friday too.
I'm just gonna be sitting in a
blocked
call
out
and
time.
doing something.
Doing something.
I
Hell yeah.
Rating,
I don't know
but
what.
I'm gonna be raiding into you. Smiles.
Smiles.
Schmiles? You're so cool.
Yeah.
I love the
I'm
support
gonna
that,
be
that
like,
we have.
everybody annoy him.
Yay! I like being annoyed.
More took Mordred's D.
Ayo.
I'm sorry. Who took Mordred's D? What?
I'm just reading.
Oh, chat. I have a new emote. A new animated emote that I will be releasing for this event. Additionally, in theory, my reference sheet will also be done on Saturday.
Ooh.
No.
Like full reference sheet completed. We'll see.
We'll see.
I haven't shown anybody.
Yeah. Makes
So-
That's
sense.
true.
Are you gonna wait? Are you gonna
Oh.
Are you gonna use the thing with the stuff? The big one?
I don't know what that means.
I'll DM you.
Okay.
That sure is a statement that could be taken any which way.
Any which way. Additionally, also, if you are a subscriber and in the Discord, you should have access to the secret slime channel, in which I will be posting crumbs and information and tidbits that only subscribers get to see. So if you want to see it early, I'll post something later today, and you get to see a little bit of it early.
Hell yeah, crumbs.
Oh, maybe.
So be a slime today.
Maybe,
This is
Sonny.
DM, you definitely should do that thing. You should
I
definitely
should.
do that thing.
I should do
Because
that
you
thing.
haven't.
I
And I'm
know.
strangling you with my fucking mind.
I feel like I know what it is now, and I'm happy that I feel like I know what it is now. And that's true.
Okay.
You haven't done that thing.
There's a lot of reveals that's gonna happen. There's a lot of reveals that is gonna happen this weekend. Be around. Show up on
Bully
Friday.
him into doing them.
Show up on Friday, and you're gonna see all the things that I'm getting bullied into doing things, but it's good things.
Somebody
We're so good at
bullies the DM.
On that note, who's ready to play? I'm working for.
I'm down
I'm
to,
sorry.
I'm down to roll history, even though we are sans Mads temporarily.
Oh, that is true. Mads is
Because
I don't
odds
know.
are I'm gonna win the roll anyway, so it's
right. We could just have Mads be in the next one. Also, the maximum player limit for a campaign or session is 6 players for me, because I can manage 6 fairly reasonably.
That's true. Has been done.
Mhm,
Could do.
mhm.
After that, after the first
We-
one. The first one was rough, but then I got it all
Would do
figured out.
again.
But welcome in, by the way, Talon Dragonstar. That's a cool name. So until Shy gets back.
Yeah, Pyrie, roll your history check. Check.
Chaku.
Where the hell is my?
Hey, we'll have Joe roll a
Oh.
history check just for fun. Come
Oh
on,
my
Joe.
God.
I know.
Hold on, my thing
Let's
see.
reloaded.
My thing is not functioning. I'm gonna reload it.
I just
my nuts.
I see your 2 rolls, but I can't see them because they're hidden. But they
Oh,
didn't
that's
show
funny.
up for you at all.
They didn't even move. There was just nothing.
Okay, well, so far it is me. It is looking like it will be me.
Guys, you don't have to miss D&D. You just have to.
A 15 and 14. Oh, Joseph. Okay.
You just have to sign up and play, and we'll find a ton. I mean, like, you get to play all the time with me.
In fact, it's very difficult for you to escape me in particular.
Actually, yes, with you specifically.
I think me and Sunny have had the most recurrences thus far.
I would probably say it really just depends on who's available at the time, right?
It really does, yeah.
But I would probably put you, Sunny, Evrior, Burton.
Yeah.
I think I would toss Mandy in there as well.
True.
Wait, for what? What am I doing? Wait. Huh?
With the most.
No, we're
most,
just
like,
talking about who's been very active in campaigns.
who plays the most. Yeah,
Oh.
like who plays the most sessions.
Oh, yeah. I scheme probably the most alongside Mandy.
True.
Yes, scheme. Scheme is yes.
Scheme.
Well, you have a literal role in the Discord channel of
This-
what
this
is
is
evil
true.
assistant?
Evil idea.
Evil
system.
idea assistant. Yep.
Yep. It's the Doofenshmirtz Evil Incorporated.
The platypus? Very the platypus?
Exactly. I think we're
That
all
was a
very
funny
present
show.
of mind. I do like that show a lot. I heard we're getting a resurgence of that show, which brings me joy.
There's
As long as they do it right. If they fuck it up, I'll be mad.
they're adding more days to summer vacation because
Soon.
summer's longer now.
Yeah, I am.
Yeah, COVID happened. Yo.
I make funny jokes.
Welcome back.
I'm silly.
Just in time for your history check.
Welcome back.
We were stalling professionally by having
You
the
are great.
ramblings of madmen.
Great stalling. Wait, where
Mhm.
am I? Oh, there I am.
You are hiding in the center of town.
I'm so tiny.
Teeny tiny. I had Joe roll for funsies.
Yeah,
Nice.
and Joe won, so now what?
Hmm. I suppose in fairness, he should probably give it, but
I'll do it.
see.
It's okay.
let's see. Hang on. I got this. What did you guys do last time? Because I have the wrong sort of notes here.
We sure did wake up. And we immediately split the party. No, we didn't wake up because it was Pyrie's lore episode. We didn't even wake up. It was Pyrie lore episode.
That's right. Pyrie lore. So, do you want to give it or you want me to give it? Because I rolled higher with Joe. I'll give it in the Joe voice, actually. I like this. Is great.
Okay,
You have to correct all of Joe's incorrectness.
amazing.
Amazing. So we like pulled a ring off of Pyrie and she fell down and she got weird and she went to see this neat guy. He had a cool robe and Mads and Liari didn't really like him, but so we didn't go. And Pyrie came back and there was like this little cute pig, but it was made of bones and leaves and it was kind of weird. And then I got really cold and Mads took me to the mushroom lady and the mushroom lady poked me and I was really uncomfortable. And then we sat on a bench and we had like a really thoughtful moment. And then we all kind of made our way back towards the town center. And I don't really remember what happened after that. I'm just here. I'm Joe.
Yeah. And then I gave you a hot chocolate.
Oh yeah, the hot chocolate.
And a funny fancy man came and invited us to the funny fancy play.
Well, that's right. That's right there in my fucking notes. Giant teal box. It says Bennu in the theater, and I missed it because that's not where I was looking. No, we went to a play, and it was cool red mist, and then we got to go have some fancy wine, and we got talked to about Silversong, and we were asked to do some jobs, and it's the mayor, so I don't know, it seems important. And then we left really late at night, and we made our way back towards the tavern where we saw those funny painted people, and that's it.
Yep. That sounds right.
Good job, Joe.
Good job, Joe. Inspiration die for you.
I'll literally put it on his thing. Hang on. Oh, he doesn't have a slot for it, but I'm just gonna remember he's got inspiration.
Does it have a slot? Oh, because he was made as an NPC
Because he's an NPC.
No. Oh, Joseph.
So is there
So hard to be inspired in this economy.
truly? It says the person who got 2 inspirations for a panty roll.
Yeah, and I failed. Still.
Oof. Okay.
Classic.
So players, is there any particular thing that you thought was really cool last session, or anything that you really hated and you never want me to do again last session? You won't hurt my feelings.
Oh, yeah, my free
I
guidance.
got a pig. Got a pig.
What's your pig's name again?
Yeah.
What's your pig's name?
Did we name the pig? I don't think I named
Yeah,
the pig.
you named
Yep.
both the rat and the pig.
No, wait. It was Hambone. Hambone.
Yeah.
It is ham bone.
And then the other one was ears, because he eats people's
Yeah.
ears. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So true.
I have Hambone, and I have ears, and I love them dearly, and they are never leaving the party.
Hambone is forever a party member now.
Yes.
That's
I need to
true.
make a Hambone, actually. That's what I really should be doing.
You're gonna make Hambone?
I should make Hambone. Oh my god! He's green ham.
I love how much of a rabbit hole this has gone down. That's amazing. So D4 for you for Hambone.
Hambone.
I think my favorite part of last session for me was like that the party stuck to the kind of high table plan of like cock blocking me at our next outing. When we got invited to the
Amazing.
play, and I was like, okay, but can we turn 4 seats into 5? And Mads was like, no, you leave your whores at home.
I wish I would have said it like that.
You almost did. You
It was
almost
close,
did.
yeah.
It was pretty close to that. It was really aggressive and mildly vulgar, and I was like, damn, okay, I see how it
You
is.
leave your horse at home.
How dare you? So that was funny for me, but I think Liari's favorite part, it was probably like more so the interaction with Bennu and meeting the guy who made this place.
Mm.
Or I guess as part of the family who made this place, and then agreeing to not murder the one person in particular outright. that was an important conversation that needed to happen, I think.
The one Yuan-ti that's been granted amnesty.
Yes, the one Yuan-ti that the mayor refused to tell me a name or location for their own safety. That was funny as hell.
Because you would have murdered them.
No, okay, all I asked for was for the name so that I could ask them to identify themselves, so I didn't murder them, but that was apparently too much. So I was like, fine, I'll just be chill. It's fine. I'll be fine.
The way it was asked felt threatening.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
But yeah.
All right, D4
One
for you
D4.
as well. Anything that stands out that you liked or disliked, Mads?
I really enjoyed my bonding moment with Joe when we found
Aw.
out that he was still affected by the Krampus thing.
Yeah.
He's got Santa
Right.
syndrome.
Yeah. And then the hive mind lady was very interested in him, and now I have a friend to go on my daily
Get tortured.
tortured sessions. Yeah.
Amazing.
Exactly.
I do enjoy that.
I
sort of worked
hated
out.
that actually when the mushroom lady did the demonic shifting from hell and became all mouth and teeth out of places where mouth and teeth should not be. That fucked me up. I hated that. I was like, I was screaming in chat. I knew it. I knew I shouldn't have fucked that. I didn't, but like, I was gonna make Larry try anyway. But I was like, I knew it. Gross.
Oh.
And here we are.
So, D4 for you. I had to write a little note there. Don't mind me.
Oh no, you're gonna make her do it again, aren't you?
No. Not unless there's a reason.
Mm,
There's got to be a reason. So,
mm.
I think
You
the reason
guys-
is that it terrifies Anna.
that seems like a good reason.
Same.
So as a kind of a high table note for you guys, at this point you are able to spend longer periods of time in the town. We don't have to go through entire days. If you have a particular goal you want to achieve for a day, like if you want to go to a particular location and explore that, then we can just make that a quick not like a quick interaction, but we can do that. Like you're kind of at a point in your campaign where you now have free reign on an entire city and no particular time limit for those things, if that makes sense.
Yes, it does.
Glorious. So with that being said, you guys would have arrived back at the Laughing Cask that evening.
Mhm.
During your time in the Laughing Cask that evening, is there anything you'd like to accomplish? Such as having a drink and discussing your day.
I do think we needed to debrief. I don't remember if I wrote that down or not. But I feel like we still needed to debrief what happened throughout the day, or bare minimum talk about the jobs that we were offered by the mayor that Mads was like, no, but I'm like, are you sure?
Are you sure?
Are you? Because, sounds like a good opportunity for us. I don't know.
Well, then, because the mayor came out with all that, we'll help you with this, and this scenario, and I was like, well, dang, now I have to.
yeah, I leveraged a more lucrative deal other than just making money. That's
So you
true.
guys-
I did do that.
Make your way in, take your seats at your now regular table. With little
Oh,
whatever drink in hand you like. Joe sipping on his giggly drink.
oh, is that his favorite now?
It is his favorite now.
Kind of cute. It's kind of cute.
So Joe kind of will turn to the entire party as he sips. So, what do you guys think about the mayor?
It's an interesting guy. I really like what he's built here. I'm not the biggest fan of the choice he has made to give amnesty towards one of the people that have been problematic for us so far. So that remains to be seen. But overall, I'd say probably a good guy. I got good vibes from him. Mads, you didn't like him. Pyrie, you didn't like him. What's going on there?
Bad vibes.
It just gives me the ick.
What?
Yeah.
Why? Why?
I don't know, he's so
He's done
confident and cocky.
It's because of the music, right?
I also just despise country music.
Huh?
No, I'm kidding. Sorry.
That's so funny.
I just wanted to play the music.
Yeah.
Why is he giving you guys bad vibes? He did nothing. He met us. talked about our prowess, invited us to a very exclusive show, took us to an exclusive after party where he offered us very lucrative job opportunities.
He's too
He's too nice.
schmoozy. Schmoozy.
He just met us.
He's schmoozy.
He did, but I was being skeptical the whole time, and he was pretty trustworthy the whole time. There was no ambush waiting for us. He didn't say anything that was misleading. And he even... Well, he tread a little carefully with me in my visceral reaction towards the Yontu, but listen. I feel like that's to be expected. That's his one downfall for me, and that's not that bad. Because it's just one guy. Like, listen, if the one Yuan-Ti proves to not be trustworthy, we'll just kill him anyway. That's not that deep.
Joe's
gonna
gonna.
sip or drink and just. I still don't trust him, but I suppose I can be nicer to him.
Irie, can you be nice?
It can be.
Okay, so then how do we feel about the jobs we were offered? Because I sincerely think we should consider doing them.
They're
It was
very
a monster
tempting.
job, right?
There was a monster hunting job, yeah, for parts. The jobs were like secretive, so he gave us like vague overviews of what was there, but he gave us a what is it called? A sigil, a thing that if we show it at the place, they'll give us the secret details of the jobs.
Correct. To be, to remind the party, you guys did receive a sigil from Venu that just is the crest, like his family crest. You would, the two jobs that he offered was one was a hunting job, which you can procure from the Ivory Maw. It was an elimination job specifically because it's been causing some danger. And then the other was to investigate and see if you can convince the local gambler, like gambling ring, if you will, to go legitimate or cease operation within the slums.
And then we can go illegal gambling and rig the horse race. Because we have a horse. Stares at Pyrie. Yeah.
Uh-huh. Definitely can rig that. She can totally win.
Should we attempt some philanthropy? I feel like it's been a while since we've attempted to fit in to a place where we've been staying.
Harry's gonna look confused at the word yes.
That feels on point.
She's gonna look at Larry and just like start trying to say the word and just look very confused.
You want to do some charity? Some good deeds. You want to be a good guy for once. Not that we haven't been good guys, but it's been a little ambiguous. Do you want to do some good stuff?
I suppose.
Yes. As long as Hambone can come.
I figured that was gonna happen with or without my permission, so I don't see why not.
Hambone.
Hambone.
sitting there playing with Hambone and like flopping its ears and stuff.
Joe
Oh,
just
little
giggles off to the side as he sips his drink.
Well, what do you guys think? Do we want to go kill a monster? Or do we want to take down a gambling racket?
I'm all for a monster. I don't know how to gamble.
That's okay.
I'll do whatever.
We can learn on the fly. Joseph, do you have a care for which one?
Nope. I go where either one sounds pretty interesting. He did roll this earlier to be like, so didn't he say something about knowing more about what was it? Some kind of magic that Mads can do?
Aside from turning into a chicken?
A chicken?
A chicken.
You know when she grows wings.
Yeah,
Pigeon,
maybe.
Crab.
Yes, when I go into chicken.
But didn't he say he knows something about that?
He said he had some information about it,
So,
which is irritating because I did not want to do his job.
but if you do his job, he might give you information, right?
That's what he says.
Do you think there's any other way you could learn that information?
Probably through the mushroom lady, maybe, or on my own. But at the same time, I don't know what he has to offer.
Only one way to find out. Let's go monster hunting.
Let's go monster hunting.
So we're killing a monster. Can I keep some of the parts?
See, I don't.
Let's figure out what the monster is first.
We have to see what the
That's
job
fair.
listing
It might not
is.
be useful.
Mads is gonna just ignore that comment and just.
Amazing. All right.
Oh, no.
So you guys have decided on the monster. For the remainder of your evening, is there anything you'd like to accomplish before turning in?
No, because I already know Oraltha. Or rather, when I looked to see if Oraltha was like home or in or around the shop, it was dark and I was blind and I couldn't see shit. So I'm good.
That's fair. That's fair.
Conquests are nuns.
All right. So presumably you guys spend the evening having a bite, a drink, and renting your room for, I think you guys rented it ahead of time, actually, if I recall right.
We did.
But,
We have it for the week.
like the week. So day 2 of your stay. Is this day 2?
Something. Yeah.
Yeah, this is day 2. This is your second
When I wasn't
evening.
even in the room, so I don't know.
This is your second evening in the Laughing Cask. As you guys wind down, enjoy your sleep. Seeing as Liari and Pyrie get up earlier, is there anything that you guys would like to accomplish in the morning? And additionally, everybody may take a long rest. This is also an opportunity to prepare different spells if you would like to.
I think since I don't have much to be doing by way, I think I'll just spend my time actually thinking about maybe making more connections in town, because obviously I know Oraltha's with I keep calling them the Freedom Fighters, but that's not it. But it's,
I mean, that's what they are, more or less. But yeah. The Freehold Rebellion is the word.
Freehold Rebellion. Yep.
You get there
my brain's
eventually.
always gonna make that like lateral toss.
Yeah.
I know that Oralta's with the Freehold Rebellion, so I'm wondering how many more of us are in town and like wanting to kind of reach out and make as many connections as possible.
Okay.
Yeah, that's kind of, I spend my time thinking about that. That's all until Mads wakes up.
Okay. How about you, Pyre? Anything that you're doing during your extra, essentially 4 hours?
Yes, Mr. D.
Yes. I am re-upping my my ham bone,
As one does.
which Mr. DM, you did not tell me how long or what was changing with the new powerful upgrade.
Ah, I did not. The main, yeah, okay. Let me give me 2 seconds. I got you.
Yep.
The main upgrade for this level is the fact that your summon would be considered more powerful because you are mixing both unlife and life together in one animated object. The more powerful version will be accessible once you've like leveled up, essentially. I'm gonna send it to you though, so you see it
Okay.
wherever it is. It's here somewhere.
I have a general question
Absolutely. What can I answer?
because I don't know how this would necessarily work. But
Okay.
So I have these 3 potions of poison. I have basic poison. Could I house one inside of Hambone? Not broken, not dipping him in it, but house it inside of him because technically he's hollow because he's bone and leaves.
Okay.
And like, theoretically speaking, if it were to crack, break, open, or like something hits him too hard, or like whatever, and it breaks, and so he just becomes a poisonous little piggy. Would that be something that is viable to do, Mr. DM?
I love this fucking idea. So generally those poison potions are considered like an oil, kind of. Because you generally coat your
Like-
weapon with it. But...
Right. Like, if I stuck it, like, in its head,
Mhm.
because it presumably has the little skull, but if I stuck it in its head, and, like, I don't know, someone tried to slam him on the ground, or he got hit too hard, it would break the glass that's inside.
Yes,
Even
yes.
if I had it suspended in there with, like, vines or something. Considering that's what he's made out of.
I will say...
It would make his teeth poisony.
I say
Zombie.
yes. Yes, I think that's doable. I think in order for it to be effective, if somebody was to kick it, they're not necessarily getting stabbed or ingested the poison, which is generally how it is used in its current form. But because you have proficiency in herbalism, I will say, for
Well,
all
it's-
intents...
The poison itself is specifically supposed to be for coating, for piercing and
Yes.
slashing damage.
Correct.
So if it coats its little teethers, and he goes chomp, or scratches someone, you know,
Okay.
poison.
Would you be interested in having him do a chomp or having him explode in a little, like, poison cloud, perhaps? Either one's an option.
I feel like we could make it a roll to see what happens at the time. Does it just break the bottle, or does the pig explode, kind of thing?
Well, what I mean is, with herbalism, your skill in herbalism, you could turn it into, like, a cloud. Like, you could add
so I
something
can
to
smoke-
it.
I can poison bomb.
You could
people,
make
is
him
what
into
you're
a
saying.
poison bomb, essentially.
Fuck yeah, then we're going with that.
Okay, so that would essentially the way I'm imagining it is you're putting a little glass vial inside of Hambone, and if someone kicks him, if he is rattled too violently, the glass will shatter and a reaction will occur, creating a little cloud of poisonous gas.
Yes.
Horrifying.
Let me work that out on the side, but let's say you have done it as is.
Fantastic.
I'll put that in my notes. Hambone is poison bomb. Make skill.
Hambone is poison bomb.
The way that you use this shit's so good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like Anna's was it's terrifying, and Mr. TM's like, this is so cool.
Look here.
Okay, so like I think it's cool, but also I fear because like
That is the
high
correct
table
response.
and like in game, like Liari's like, don't like kick the hornet nest is what that is. That's
Don't kick the
like,
pig and you'll be fine. What do you need?
I don't want to be anywhere near the pig or anything that you do in general. My point.
I can't wait till Joe
Goddamn.
plays with Hambone.
I mean,
Like,
I have
okay.
other funny things,
Yeah.
but we'll save that for another time. For now, it's poison.
Yeah,
I
like,
love that.
In-game,
It's
Liari
readily
still
available.
has a mostly positive opinion of you because you are a sweet being who cares about the party, like when you made Joe the new armor and stuff. So, like,
Mhm.
if there's, like, a meter between, like, don't like you and like you, and we started at, like, a neutral, it's, like, leaning towards the like you, but the fear is making it by not much. It's, like, scary as fuck. Like, this thing might kill me.
Mhm.
Tread carefully.
I feel like also with this stuff that Pyrie just did, because she doesn't want obviously the fucking poisonous gas grenade sitting inside of Hambone to go off at an inopportune time, we'll probably let everyone know, like, hey, do not rattle the Hambone. Hambone poison filled with do not
Do
the
not
Hambone.
shaky the Hambone.
Do
Got
not
it.
Do
the
not
Hambone.
the
Thank
Hambone.
you.
Do not the
Thank you for
Hambone.
telling me do not the ham bone. I mean, I wasn't gonna touch your ham bone anyway, but thank you for telling me do not the ham bone.
Not the Hambone. Specifically stares at Joe. Do not the Hambone.
Well, but I can't play with Hambone anymore?
Shit.
You can, but not violently. Do not rattle. Do not shake. Do not drop. Do not drop the Hambone.
Okay. What if he scurries out of my hands?
Just be careful. He's filled with poison.
Oh. It what happens if I drop him?
He explodes into a poisonous gas, or poisonous gases leak from him, I should say.
Oh. Oh, okay. He kind of does not engage with Hambone. He just steps a little bit away from Hambone, just a little bit.
Amazing. Okay.
All right.
And
On
we
that
all
note.
get good nighty sleep. Does anybody want to ask us what we dreamed about? Pause champ chat.
Now that it applies.
Not a random midday dissociation dream.
Well, I mean,
Those are my
technically it
favorite.
was like, what, 10 o'clock at night when you guys left to get back to the tavern, as I recall.
It was pretty late.
Yeah, I would say that makes sense in general for how shows and after parties go.
Yeah, they always end late. Okay. Well, as far as that goes, you guys, you have a great and restful evening.
I have to remember to long rest. I didn't see it on the thing.
Yep, Mads needs a long rest. Joe is already good, so he's good. And is there anything? Well, yeah, morning will come to you guys. You guys are fully rested, long rest. Everything looks good. The day is yours.
Hell yeah.
I would like to
mine.
pray. Wake up and pray.
Really? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Go ahead and give me a D100, would you?
Almost my favorite number.
What's your favorite number?
24.
24? Don't worry about it.
Not making note of that.
Yeah, no worries at all that I am writing that down.
Oh. Giving away trade secrets, I see.
Mads. I need to do my own roll. Wow, that's wild. Okay. You do your normal praying situation. Is anybody in the room with you when you pray? Or do you find your own private space?
I imagine it would just be whenever I woke up, just like directly get out of bed and like start praying. So if they're still there, then maybe.
You and Joe would be getting up around the same time. I would say maybe they would be there.
Okay. Yeah, I don't think they would have any regard as to who is in the room.
Yeah. Okay. As you pray to the goddess, you just feel a happiness and a warmth kind of flow through you. And that is all.
Good soup.
Good soup. Day is yours.
Time for brekkie.
I mean, nothing bad happens, so good soup, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Look here, guys. It's not a vision every session, just every other session.
Well,
Every
I think it
other
also is
session.
probably role dependent, right? So.
Yep. If I had,
It's
yeah.
nice side.
There's some factors there.
Today's
So we're-
supposed to be a shopping day, isn't it, for the most part? Other than...
It can be.
You want to go shopping?
Yeah.
I thought we were supposed to go shopping. Aren't we supposed to go shopping at some point? I feel like we
Oh,
talked about shopping.
We kind of did. I mean, we did a vague shop
We did a little
for
bit
when we
last.
went to the theater.
Mm-hmm.
That was a clothing shopping.
It sure was.
I mean,
I know what you're talking about as far as like you mean like we're supposed to go on a bonding date, right? So that's entirely up to
Yeah.
us. It's like someone can decide to propose that to the group if they like. Otherwise, Liari's probably going to be pretty focused on continuing to make connections in town and also doing and checking out the job at the Ivory Maw. Like, she's going to wake up with that in mind today. Like, once everybody's awake, it's like, all right, do we want to go slay some beasts type dealio?
Oh wait, that too.
Oh, like a weem.
That is.
Oh, yes, I
is
did.
That of a goldfish.
I did add a weem. Enjoy.
Good weem.
Good weem.
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 I will also re-ping your list of locations you can visit.
Yeah, you are Stitch.
What fucking hell?
You are Stitch. You are. I agree with this weem wholeheartedly.
Motherfucker.
This is your badness level. It's unusually high for someone your size.
You said it during the. And I was like, I have an idea. And I just fucked off to go do.
I see. Monster fighting, monster fighting, monster fighting, monster fighting.
Monster fighting,
fighting.
shops, whatever.
I was just saying, yeah.
You also,
You need to go do your part-time job first.
Yeah, actually, I was gonna propose that. I was gonna say, me and Joe need to go see the lady, so we should just get that over with.
Did you want company for that, or are you just kind of...
I don't know, you're gonna hit on this one too? I'm
How
gonna
do you
snicker.
more? Wait, I wasn't there. I
you
didn't
weren't
even
there.
See it.
You didn't see it.
I don't know. Pyre's pretty intent on making sure that not this one, and also she made it pretty clear she's into you. So you need to not fumble the bag. So I don't want to sit there third wheeling, but I also know you're taking Joseph, right? So
Yeah, I'm gonna nudge Joe and be like, it's time to go.
Oh,
Let's get out of
we
here.
have to?
Yeah, Joe, we have to.
Okay.
I know, I don't want to.
Pyre, is there something
Can you
you
learn
want
about
to
the
do while
monster?
they're... Do you want to do that with or without them, though? Because we can all swing by.
We can go learn about the monster while they go do the thing.
We can. And you know what? Before I lose sight of everybody, I'm gonna connect our brains for only 3 hours, but that's something.
That's sure something.
Sure
Y'all-
is something.
Y'all hear sure is something echo through you guys' heads as you all connect. And dial-up sounds.
Grr. That's what happens when I don't get laid for a few days. I need to oil the gears.
You
Sorry,
just
my
make some
brain.
fucking dial-up noises.
Uh-huh.
It's dial up.
Okay.
Gears grinding. Dial up. Listen, in the future, that's gonna make sense. Yeah, we're connected. So, I mean, yeah, Pyre and I can go ask primarily about the job ahead of time so we can get some idea of what we're dealing with, and y'all can go do your part-time job and we'll meet back up. Brains connected.
All right. Which party would like to go first?
I need to know where the ivory maw is, so
It is
I
right
can
next to
plan.
you.
That should be within the distance. Let me double check.
Yeah, it is. About halfway across the city is distance. Because we're doing the 100. So just within, really.
Yeah, we're in there.
Yeah. It's about 0.9 of a mile.
Bam. Okay,
All
cool.
right. So, which party
Amber-
would like to go first?
I went first last time, so I say not me.
Okay.
Whoa.
So, Mads and Joe, you guys make your way over. I'm just going to shove you over there. As Pyre and Liari, you guys make your way just across the street to the Ivory Maw as your friends Mads and Joe make their way off towards the Twilight Arcanum. Let me pull up my notes for this location. Bap, bap. Here we go.
And then can we unlock it? Does it have one of those unlockable books?
It does, yeah. You don't get it
Yeah,
unlocked
let's
quite
go.
yet, because
Oh.
there's other information in here. Once you have all the information, I'll unlock it. But for the moment, actually, I'll do the exterior first before I give you that. So, as you guys make your way to the Ivory Maw, it is a very large, imposing structure made of reinforced stone, dark-stained wood, and has a massive curved tusk etched with some kind of old marking, which arches over the large double doors leading inside. Even from out here, you can hear a steady clang of hammers on steel ringing out from a forge, probably in the back, where likely weapons and armor are repaired or made for hunters preparing for their next hunt. Despite the
Just not as well as Bay, right?
probably not as well as Bay, yeah.
Sorry.
Despite its fortified appearance, the entrance is open, and the faint scent of leather, firewood, and all sorts of taxidermy kind of vibes comes from the interior. So, let me go ahead and give you the picture.
Mentally, I'm gonna shudder because I know this is a place that is gonna be really exciting for Pyre in general.
Let me... Alright. So, inside, as you two make your way in, the interior hall is a blend of like practical function and reverence for the hunt. As you can see trophies of past kills displayed on the walls, skulls of massive beasts, fangs gleaming in the interior torchlight and from the sunroof up ahead, as well as through the doors behind you. And you see all these sorts of things, as well as like preserved talons, and all of these monsters and fangs tend to be anywhere from, you know, the size of your hand to things large enough to skewer an entire person. You can see that the main chamber has a couple communal tables and a large hearth at the end, as well as a number of individuals sitting at these tables having a drink, a meal, or looking over texts, sharpening blades and whatnot. Towards the back at the side is a wide, well-worn counter, which is manned by a number of individuals of assorted looks. This would be probably where you would register for hunting and get any sort of contract, collect rewards. You can also see that there is a large bounty board, which is aged but well maintained, standing to one side, and is cluttered with neatly arranged contracts, some of which are written in elegant hands and other which are hastily scrawled. And there are a couple individuals looking over the offerings there. So, presumably y'all start walking in.
Pyre is going to be visibly excited about the things that she sees on the walls. And all the little, like, all the monsters and stuff, but also annoyed that they were not used and repurposed.
Oh, what?
They're
They're
just hung for decoration.
for decor rather than... Yeah, okay.
Yeah,
Good information.
for decor rather than being recycled and reused for, like, their parts, like, actually crafting weapons and stuff.
Okay.
Pyre, remember these things aren't ours, so let's. I can see that
Wasn't
twinkle
gonna
in your eye.
Take them.
Okay. I will trust you.
I wasn't gonna take them, but they could have used them better.
You're right. This is incredibly wasteful, but some people like to display their trophies because this is a sign of strength in the. Would it be fair to call this a guild? I guess, for lack of a better.
For lack of a better term, yeah, it would be considered a guild of sorts, because there are many locations of the same place across all of Fagrin.
Yeah. So like this is proof to show the guild's strength in their conquest that they've done before. So it's. While I agree it's pretty wasteful, it's a difference of opinion here, I think.
Are you guys talking in your head?
Yeah.
Okay. Just checking.
I'm
Pyre's
not,
looking...
I'm not gonna warn her not to steal out loud. That's crazy, Mr. D.
That would be really funny, though.
I'm just checking here, alright?
Yeah,
Just checking. Alright, so you guys make your way further inside as people kind of give you a glance and go back to their work. It seems like comers and goers in here pretty often, so no one pays too much mind to anyone they don't know. As you guys kind of make your way towards the back counter, there is one particular spot that seems to be available, like to speak with someone. and there is a robed individual with like a... They have a blackish robe with some gold in like intricate embroidery on it, as well as a mask over their face, and you can only see the top of their head and their eyes. Which
Is it bald? Are they bald?
go ahead and both of you give me both a perception and a history check, please.
Yeah.
15 and 10, Mr. DM.
And a history.
And a history. Okay.
What the fuck?
Well,
What
it's
did I roll
this is very
on
interesting.
history?
Liari, we'll start there. Well, let's start with both of this. As far as history goes, Liari, nothing really rings a bell in this area, so we'll skip that for you. For perception, while both of you see this individual, Pyre, you don't really think too much of it, and you continue to look around at the area. Whereas Liari, the particular like shape of what the head is seems to perk your interest. They look trying to think of how to describe this in a different way. Between the two of you, you both sort of recognize the slope of the head and the scales on this individual.
I found him.
Between the two of you, both had rolled high enough in each of these, close enough. Pyre, you recognize the scales being exactly like that weird individual you met under the Thornbridge Manor, whereas Liari, you're on the lookout for anyone who looks a little bit lizard-like. And this individual is very masked and covered and almost has nothing showing, with the exception of basically the bridge of the nose to the forehead and their eyes, which are kind of like a amber glowing kind of eyeball. Do you guys, I would say you'd notice this as you get pretty close to the counter. Is there anything that you would do specifically in this point?
Yeah, stare closer.
Stare closer. What are you looking for?
Well, because while I don't recognize all of it, you say that I see some of it, so I'm
You see scales,
looking
yeah.
so I'm looking to see whether this is Yuan-Ti or if this is something else like Dragonborn or whatever the hell. I'm doing doing a race check, Mr. DM.
A race check.
Hilarious race.
Amazing. Amazing. What the hell would that be under, honestly? Let's go with an intelligence check.
I'd like to roll the squint, Mr. DM.
Roll a squint.
You just said flat out intelligence.
Flat intelligence check, because you're trying to use your knowledge of perhaps like the particular slopage of the face of a Dragonborn versus not a Dragonborn. And you aren't able to make heads or tails.
Yeah.
It was worth a shot, though.
Yeah.
But they seem to be just writing in a book on the counter. But it's at a particular point where they're available for someone to come up and talk to them.
Cool. Then I will, considering, I don't know, I'll just be like, excuse me, you work here, yes?
The person takes a moment, finishes the sentence they were writing, and sets their quill down and looks up, their fingers intertwining over the book. So they lean forward. Yes, I do.
Not the accent, bro.
Yes.
Okay, well, we recently had a meeting with the mayor, at which point I will produce the crest and we'll say, and we were told about some jobs that might need to be done. If we can get more details on that, please.
So you-
Irie's gonna be holding Hambone, and like, you know how when you have a cat and you're holding a cat in your lap and you play with its paws and like make it look like it's talking? She's doing that but with Hambone, and she's gonna be like, yes, and we would like to slay the monsters, please. She's having too much fun with Hambone.
That's really cute. But what
It
the
really
fuck?
is. This individual kind of reaches out and looks at the and like kind of holds the sigil and just double checks it, looks it over, and hands it back to you. Of course, the mayor is very selective about who gets these contracts, and kind of shuffles off into the back. And as she starts to walk away, we just want to kill the monsters. And she kind of looks back at Hambone and looks at Pyrie. And you can't see any kind of grin or anything from under the mask, but it does kind of raise up a little bit. As she kind of wanders off for a moment, she seems to be looking for a particular piece of paper in a bookshelf, like, you know, like when you go to the doctor's office or something and they got like the file thingy.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that.
Me and Hambone got that riz.
Oh my god. Amazing.
She eventually finds what she's looking for, pulls it out, and walks back over, laying it down on the counter, and turns it to face you all. At the top, the contract, it's a whole bunch of like, it's a lot of gibberish, but the big top thing says, unknown monster along southern road. She kind of like goes over the information. We don't have very much information, unfortunately, but there were a few disappearances recently. This is obnoxious.
No, keep going. Commit. Commit to your lisp.
We will have you take and sign this paper, and the contract will be yours. The contract is for the elimination of this threat. Any goods, treasures, or other loot found in the general vicinity is yours to keep. The guild also does not want or does not take credit for any of the leathers, spikes, ivories, or other goods you may obtain from the creature.
Oh no, my eyes are gonna go
Pyrie.
wide upon hearing that and stare at Pyrie.
Pyrie is already twinkle-eyed and just like, yes. She's making a mental list of like the possibilities because she doesn't know what it is, and she's just like, what if it has so many things? What if it has horns and fangs and tails? What if it has scales too? Ooh, scale armor.
You truly have no information about what kind of creature it could be. No narrowing it down, nothing. Just people are disappearing in a general area.
The only
Pyrie has a
information.
question.
Yes.
Do these rules still apply if it's not an actual monster?
Pyrie, no.
Normally, the guild cannot sanction murder as we deal only
As
in
you shouldn't.
creatures that are of
But, like,
low
self-defense?
intelligence. If it is self-defense, then that is outside our jurisdiction.
And then I can keep these?
No, Pyrie.
Not gonna
No,
elaborate.
you cannot keep these. Oh God, Jesus. Oh no.
She'd be like,
Pyrie,
You guys
you're
have
the
way
only
more
one who
horns.
sees this because you damn passive perception. But
Uh-huh.
this conversation has started to draw attention. The people
Uh-huh.
around you are kind of like, there's people at this big long table behind you, and you're like, so what if it's not a monster? And do we can still keep these? And they're kind of like turn around a little bit, like that slow turn, like what the fuck?
she's gonna like, Pyrie's gonna kind of like mumble out and just be like not necessarily like under her breath, but like under her breath, like just like a thought to herself. I'm just like, I'd like to have 2 more tiefling horns to make.
No.
One for each of us.
Okay, well that's cute. No. I'm gonna reach out and I'm just gonna be like, nope. I'm just gonna put the hand in front and be like, nope. And we're gonna be like, we will deal with the monster problem, and if something else happens, it will be dealt with in a normal way. And you won't have to worry about that. Thank you, and then I'm gonna sign the paperwork, and then I'm gonna just usher Pyrie out the damn door.
Pyrie's gonna wave goodbye to the lady with Handbone's little hoof. And be like,
Okay. As you rush to sign the paperwork while Pyrie is talking and you're like trying to get her to stop, you sign the paperwork. It's taken by this individual. They pull out a little stamp, they stamp the paperwork and hand it back to you, and then you immediately start leaving the building. And as you're leaving the building, Pyrie does a little wave to the individual, and they kind of tilt their head, and you can't tell because of the mask whether they're like what their reaction to that is. However, as you make your way out, the individuals that were sitting nearest to that counter, and having heard some of that, have watched you two leave. But nothing really seems to come of it. But
I was gonna say, in what kind of way, Mr. DM? In an aggressive way, in a fearful way,
is that person okay? Should I be? Do we need to call the police? Kind of way.
That's fine, because that's how I feel too. That's fine. I'll allow it. That's an understandable reaction.
Pyrie.
Tee-hee.
So you guys make your way outside. Just kind of down the steps, out of the building, and now outside of the Ivory Maw. You notice one of the individuals that was overhearing you in the building has kind of like very slowly made their way towards the door and is just kind of like looking at you funny, very specifically.
In what kind of way, Mr. DM? I'm gonna keep asking, in what kind of way, Mr. DM?
Roll
Wait,
insight.
looking at Pyrie funny or looking at both of us funny?
Pyrie.
You want me to roll it?
Nah, you haven't noticed. Only Pyrie's
Okay, well-
noticed.
What?
Insight, not perception. Good try though. That was a good
that would
perception
make
roll.
that would make more sense.
Ooh. So you haven't mentioned this to Liari, so I have to disregard Liari's roll, which was pretty good.
No.
I know. Pyrie, with a 22 insight, this
Mhm.
person seems to be... This person seems to recognize you from somewhere. Like, they have that glint of recognition in their eye, and they're trying to put some pieces together.
Oh, son of a bitch. It's the fucking bounty again. Oh, God.
Do I recognize the person?
Nope. Never seen him before in your life.
Fantastic. Pyre's immediately gonna get distracted and be like, oh my god, there's plants!
Well, when we get outside, because I was gonna do this anyway,
Yeah,
I'm gonna
yeah,
pull Pyre to the side for a private conversation and just be like, Pyre, I know you're prone to some eccentricities, as are we all. And I just need to say that, like, when we are in public, the open mention of murder of sentient beings is usually frowned upon and will not be very good for us. And yes, while we have participated in some early deletion of beings in our travels, even though they were justified, it's still not okay to talk about out loud in every area. Like in private, we can talk about it. Publicly, we probably shouldn't talk about it. Does that make sense?
I guess so.
Okay. Go ahead and tell me what you just heard me say. In your own words.
Hold on 1 second.
We're using active listening therapy technique. Pyre, what did you hear? I've done a lot of therapy in my life.
Oh man.
I have trauma.
She's gonna say this, and she's gonna say this at like a normal speaking volume. By the way,
Lord.
Use a really big word that I don't know, and then I'm not allowed to talk about the tiefling parts anymore.
Close enough. We love that. We will take that. Yes. Good job, Pyre, and then I'll like pat her head.
It was only supposed to be one of those. I just hit the button 3 times because it didn't go right away. Okay. That is all.
Oh god.
Anyways, there's plants.
The plants!
The plants!
Wow. What kind of plants, Pyre?
I don't know. Let's go in. She's just, I don't know if you want to cut scene here to the other two.
Yeah. So we'll cut over to the other party at this point as you guys go across the street once again to a botanics shop where there's lots of plants. So
Mentally, I'll report back to like Mads and Joe about what we found out about the job too, but that's a side thing.
yeah, I would think that you guys are generally in communications all the time.
More or less.
You know. So, Mads and Joe. You guys have been making your way back up to the Celestine District, where Twilight Arcana is, past the Bennu Theater and Crest Hall, where Bennu took you to the theater, of course, and then mentioned that he could be found in Crest Hall, if needed. So you guys make your way in. Is there anything you guys talk about along the way, however?
Probably not.
Just totally silent.
I imagine, unless he's bringing something up, I imagine that Mads is probably just like dreading going back to this lady.
Nope, Joe is looking. He looks like he's just having a good walk. He's just looking around, admiring the scenery. So you guys eventually make your way up to Twilight Arcana. Entering the building, you see the familiar persona of Morkella as she like works around the back of the area near that counter full of those items that you noted early on. And as you enter, there's that little ding ding from a bell, and she turns, her mushrooms kind of swaying as she turns around. Ah, welcome back.
Hi, Morkilla. We're back for more.
I hope you are as excited as I am.
Oh yeah, just tickled.
Wonderful. Who would like to start?
Kind of look at Joe and just... Do you want to go first or do you want me?
Maybe you go first.
I guess I'm going first.
Wonderful. Please stand in the center of the room. So,
All right.
as
Go
you make your
stand.
way to the center, I'm going to have you... Are you going to attempt to produce a particular ability?
Kind of. So,
Okay.
like, you know how... Oh, actually, I guess this is kind of a high type of question, too, to see. I would like to see if I could maybe, like, take the veil and, like, spread it over my body, like, almost like an armor, or, like, if I was wearing, like, clothes or something like that. Not in, like, a hostile way. But just, like, see if I can move it. Does that make sense?
Okay, so you want to toss it over yourself in such a way that, like, you said move it, so are you just trying to, like, control its location and create, like,
Correct.
a full suit of armor, or like a particularly directional shield?
I was looking to see if maybe I could have it like a layer on my... I was thinking like just my arm to start off with instead of like my whole body, but like the whole body would be the end goal.
Okay. And when you're doing this and concentrating on this action, what are you thinking about? Like, what are you focusing on as you do this?
I think I'd just be focusing on staying in control for as much as I can. And like probably have my eyes open, like trying to actively control it and use, you know, my vision.
Okay. Go ahead and roll. Roll me a d4 first. Then roll me a d100. Okay. Wow.
Wow.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, Mads, you focus very fervently on controlling this well of power inside of you. You've felt it in your hands before, and you felt it burst from your back before, and you've gotten pretty proficient at summoning it in some form or fashion. Whether or not you can control it is a different matter. So today you are focusing, you are reaching deep into yourself to find this well of power and control how it produces, how it forms externally. So when you imagine pulling out this well of power and layering it onto perhaps your arm to begin with, how exactly in your mind would you do this? Like, I guess, does it come out of your pores? Does it flow from your fingertips in like a golden arc or something? Like, how do you imagine this
That was
happening?
kind of my thought. It was like, I imagine like if I'm looking at my body and this is like a stored part in like my stomach, let's just say. It would be like a magic that like goes through like my veins and then comes out through the tips of my fingers.
That sounds cool.
Yeah.
Okay. So then, as you imagine this happening, you release the well very slowly, methodically, careful not to just release it in a singular burst, but instead a sustained release. As you feel it in your core, you focus it through your arms, and it comes up through your chest, into your shoulders, down both of your arms simultaneously. And as you kind of hold your arms out in front of you, you can see your veins begin to glow with a golden light as they begin to fill with this power, with this energy, as it flows through up into the fingers. And you watch as this almost crackling lightning seems to shoot out in small bursts from each fingertip. And it's getting more difficult to control. Give me another D100, would you? You have managed to make it reach your hands.
Oh.
However, it's reached your fingertips, but unfortunately you can't quite direct where it goes once it leaves your body, and it starts shooting big bursts of very particularly like very tiny lightning bolts, if you will, start leaving your body, hitting random points in the store, blasting past Morkella, who steps kind of to the side and puts up a magical shield in front of herself. Joe kind of steps backwards a little bit because he was behind you as these lightning bursts shoot from your fingers, hitting the ceiling, hitting the walls, exploding books off the walls, leaving a singe mark in the carpet. And after about 6 to 12 seconds of this, your veins go back to a normal coloration. Your hands almost have like a smoke coming out of the fingertips, and you feel tired. You were able to control it partially, which I have an entire marking system behind the scenes, so enjoy that. That gets marked.
Ooh. Neat.
Morkella, now kind of looking at you, lowers the shield that she had created and begins to immediately comes over, grabs your hands and starts looking at them and checking your arms and kind of like pulling up your sleeve a little bit to see how it connects. And she is very fascinated. She doesn't even speak. She is only looking at you as like an interesting magical specimen. And you kind of hear Joe in the back be like, Mads?
Yeah, buddy.
You okay?
I'm just fine.
Okay. Morkella checks you out. Eventually, probably like 10 minutes later, Morkella eventually stops looking at you and steps back. That was fascinating. How were you able to control the direction?
I just thought about what I wanted it to do and attempted to do that. Obviously, it didn't work, but...
Morkella's looking around the shop at all the damage.
Sorry about that.
Worry not. This is repairable. Your abilities are more fascinating if they could be harnessed properly. I implore
idea
you
on
to
how to
return.
do that?
Unfortunately, I have only seen this in action a handful of times. It will require more practical experimentation to discern a logical course of action.
Gotcha. Okay.
Her head snaps to Joe. And now you. Oh, me? Yes, you. Oh, okay. And Joe's gonna kind of like step up next to you and look nervously at you.
I'm gonna pat his shoulder. I'm assuming I can reach it.
He leans a little bit.
You got this. You can do it, buddy.
If you say so, Mads, I'll do my best. And he's gonna stand where you were. Morkella is gonna kind of come up and start looking closely at Joe. And as she engages with Joe, she just looks at him and says, "Are you able to reach this magical essence within you, or will you require assistance?" No assistance. No assistance. I'll do it. No, hold on. He tries really hard, and we're gonna see if he can do it. Oh. Joe looks like he's constipated, really. He is trying really hard to produce a magical response for fear of seeing that again. That thing he saw previously. But he's not quite able to do it, and Morkella kind of like looks over at you, Mads, and tilts her head just a little bit as if she is seeing what you would like to do.
Do you want me to help?
Are you asking Joe that, or Morkella?
Morkella.
Morkella just shrugs, and we can produce a result, but I understand that it was not a particularly useful way to produce it. I would like for him to be able to produce this on his own.
Mm-hmm. Just gonna look at Joe and Joe, try to think about what happens when you get scared. Remember that feeling you had.
Joe just kind of like looks at you, and he stands up a little straighter. Seems to be a little more resolute. And he turns back to Morkella, and he closes his eyes and kind of like focuses really hard. Gets an advantage roll. Joe is unable to produce a result. And at which point, Morkella has started to circle him and does a little back into your face, Mads. And you hear her voice in your head. I do not think he will be able to produce it yet on his own. Shall I resort to more drastic measures?
Let's see if we can do it on his own first before we try scaring him again. I'd prefer not to destroy his trust in you in one day.
You hear as much of a sigh as you can get from a hive mind. And then she returns back to in front of Joe and waits patiently as Joe continues to attempt. Seeing as he is resolute, he will receive one more, which worked out really well.
I'd like to... Can I try to sneak up behind him?
Joe?
Yeah.
Yeah?
With his eyes closed. And,
Sure.
like, try to, like, scare him. But, like, not in a terrifying way.
Yes. For funsies,
gonna-
give me a stealth with advantage. And then how
Okay.
would you scare him exactly?
I'm gonna mentally also tell Mushroom Lady what I'm doing, so she has a clue on what I'm doing.
Okay.
But I imagine I would just like kind of crouch and sneak up behind him, and then, you know, if he can't hear me and doesn't know that I'm behind him, just like maybe jump and like say boo in his ear, you know, just like very playful, spooky.
Okay. Playful spooky. Aye.
Yeah. Mhm.
Give it to me. Give me the stealth with advantage.
Oh, I think I pressed that twice. I didn't.
Eh,
It didn't matter.
Fascinatingly, just push twice anyway. What? So you tell Morkella what you're doing. And you manage to sneak up behind Joe, who is concentrating so fully on trying to summon this weird magical power he seems to have obtained. You come up behind him. You're gonna jump to reach his ear, you said?
Yeah. Like, 'cause I imagine he's, you know, much taller than me, so.
Yeah. So, Mads, you get up real close and you jump up as high as you can and you go, boom. At which point, Joe jumps violently and you feel a blast of cold exude out from him in all directions. Please roll me a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, God.
Morkella did not pass.
Oh, no.
So you jump up and you went boo. And the moment you did, the moment Joe jumped as he's trying to summon this power, from all directions, large icicles about a foot long, about a foot long, extend outwards in like a violent spike. You manage to just kind of like fall out of the way and you don't get hit by any of these. But Morkella was up very close to Joe, kind of examining him as these spikes shot out. And one of them managed to catch her right through like the side of the center mass. And you hear the as it ice penetrates flesh. And you hear Morkella just, oh. Joe opens his eyes. He has spikes coming out of like a spherical dome around him. And he sees that Morkella has been impaled. At that moment, however he's managing to do it, he sort of like manages to drop it. The ice immediately shatters, raining down onto the ground, leaving like, you know, a bit of a snowy vibe as Morkella clutches this, honestly, probably about a 2 to 3 foot, not foot, that'd be terrible, 2 to 3 inch diameter 2 to 3 inch diameter hole.
Cool. I would like to heal her wounds, please. This is not intended.
Okay. So, Mads, you rush over, your feet crunching on what is now kind of a snowy ground, which is also plush. It's a very strange texture. You hold your hands over the wound and you push in your healing energies, and it like closes itself, sealing that hole. There is now just a large patch of cloth that leaves a bit of the midsection exposed that is missing, but it is healed completely. Joe, how you doing, buddy? We need to do some rolls to see how people are reacting to this. Okay. Joe has stood there unmoving as you rushed over. He just started to step backwards a little bit. Like in that way where you are surprised by your own actions and you are backing away from the situation as you rush forward to heal Morkella. Morkella kind of looks up between, like, she looks at Mads and then like looks at Joe and kind of tilts her head at Joe, her little mushrooms on her head wiggling as she like studies him very heavily. Let's see, Joe. Joe finally kind of like bumps into the back of the stories, and it seems to break him out of whatever funk he's in. I'm sorry, and he kind of ducks out of the building.
I'm gonna mentally just be like, okay, we'll go get Joe in a second, and just Morkella, are you okay?
Morkella looks down at her healed midsection, and you can see these glowing fungal veins encompass the entirety of her body. She says, "Yes, I seem to be now. Thank you very much. Your associate has exited the building."
Yeah, I gathered that. I'm gonna go make sure they're okay. I'll see you tomorrow.
Very well. I hold no ill will towards your friend. Please make sure they return so we may study further.
I'll do my best.
I
I'll go
assume
run after Joe.
Yeah, you leave the building. So, you make your way out of the building, 20 seconds after. Joe has run from the building, full sprint, in the direction of... Actually, roll me a history check. Actually, you can roll a history and a perception check.
Okay. Perception...
Damn.
History. Wow, I got a 1.
All right, Mads.
No.
You immediately lose sight of Joe. He ducks behind some trees and he's gone. You have no idea where he possibly went. However, you take a moment and critically think. There's not a lot of places Joe's familiar with here. And you make your way around, taking, like, not a slow approach, but like you walk over and check the bench that you and Joe sat at yesterday. Joe is sitting there, blank-faced, staring kind of at the ground while sitting on the bench. And you kind of see him from a little ways off, so you can approach him however you'd like.
I'm gonna approach him, but like very quietly and in like, I don't know, like very just not aggressive body way, body, what's the word?
Language.
Language, there we go. I'm not even gonna say anything. I'm just gonna sit down on the bench next to him.
He does not say anything. He continues to stare at the ground. Doesn't even seem to register your presence yet.
I'm just I'm just gonna sit there And just
Okay.
wait for him to say something.
I need to roll a couple of things. Hang on. Wow. Just balance that out, why don't you? Okay. Mads, you're kind of sitting next to Joe, and he would just be sitting there very quiet, very silent. There's very little changes in his body language at all, and you kind of like sit there with him, and you do eventually kind of notice that he is slightly shaking. Whatever he is thinking about, it seems to be upsetting him greatly. But he doesn't say anything.
I'll just tell him, I'm sorry I scared you. And Markella doesn't hold any ill will against you.
It's okay. He's very shaky when he talks. It's like that, like shake in the back of the throat where you're like right about to like start the crying or whatever. And
Oh.
Joe kind of just stares at the ground, and he seems to be just holding it in. But he, without looking at you, I'm not upset with you or Miss Morkella or anything. I can't let this go on. I can't be a danger to you. You could have really gotten hurt. Like Morkella.
I was careful, and I know that if you did, it wasn't on purpose. And you're already in the right direction by trying to figure it out so that way you can control it so you don't hurt other people.
Persuasion. Nice. Joe perks up a little bit. He seems to like kind of takes a deep breath, lets it all out. As long as you think this is the right thing to do, I'll do it. I don't want to hurt you or Pyrie or Liari or anyone. I'm supposed to help people. And if I can't control whatever this is, then I put everyone in danger.
I know, Joe. And I'm gonna like touch his back, like kind of like brush his back.
Yeah.
Just, it's okay. If it makes you feel any better, I understand what you're going through, because I am going through the same thing with this weird power that I have now. We're just doing our best to figure it out to the best of our ability so we don't hurt others. Or ourselves.
Joe doesn't say anything. What's your passive perception? The passive of 14. you do see an occasional little drop as if it was raining coming down. But they're few and far in between. It's like, okay, we'll come back tomorrow and try again.
That's right. Tomorrow will be better.
So what do we do now?
Well, we can go get ourselves a treat because I think we've earned it.
Okay.
What do you think?
Yeah.
Anything sound good?
Hot chocolate.
Hot chocolate. All right, let's go get one.
Joe kind of like waits for you to get up and then slowly stands up. And you guys make your way off to go get hot chocolate. So, I imagine you guys can communicate during this walk here as Pyre and Liari make their way into the botanical place to kind of look at all the stuff.
Oh yeah, I'll mentally send the Liari and Pyre. Don't know how things are going for you guys. We just finished up with our our assessments. Joe shot icicles out of his torso and impaled the mushroom lady. But she's okay, and Joe's okay. And now we're getting hot chocolate.
What do you mean everything's okay?
Everything's okay now. I figured it out.
Oh my god. Oh my god. What's wrong with Joe? Oh my god.
There's something
That's
wrong
like
with
new
me?
for him, right?
Oh, Joe's in our heads,
No.
remember?
There's something wrong with
Okay.
me?
No. Well, I don't know. Have you always? No, probably not. Just. I
Joe,
don't know.
you're fine, buddy. Remember, we're trying to solve this issue.
Okay.
You're just-
Okay.
You're fine.
Okay.
And I'm just gonna, in a whisper in our head, can you be a little bit more sensitive, God?
A whisper in our head. Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah, we can talk about it later. Probably. Something about hot chocolate.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
at this place getting hot chocolate.
I gotta make a hot chocolate shop.
Okay.
Hot
Yeah,
chocolate
yeah.
shop to be determined.
Okay. We got the job. We signed off on the job. Pyre started talking about murdering people in public again and drew some heads.
Again?
So we're gonna have to.
Not talking about
Yeah.
murdering people. We're talking about how I'd like some more parts. So that way we can all have little drinking horns and we can match.
You're right, it's worse than talking about murdering people.
So but it's okay. We had a talk because Pyre agreed that we weren't going to talk about it publicly anymore, right? We came to an understanding that that's private time conversations, and we've been looking at these plants, and I don't know if we're gonna role play out whether us looking at the plants, but we've been looking at these plants for a while.
There-
It's the plant.
It is a place, so you can absolutely. Just whether or not you'd like to.
Yes.
That
Yes, please.
Yes, please. You got it. So Mads and Joe, you guys are gonna make your way towards the hot chocolate shop, which is canonically like above Crucible. So
Yes, that sounds right.
okay. Yeah, that's fine. So Pyre and Liari, you guys have crossed the street and made your way towards a greenhouse-like structure made of glass panels set into sturdy stone columns with vines and flowers draping around the entrance and along the stone portions of the enclosure. Inside you see a very lush you go to the plant section at Home Depot. And upon entering, you see rows and rows of potted plants, herbs, small shrubs, large trees, vines, all sorts of foliage. And then up against one side of this interior greenhouse is a little wooden counter that displays like little tinctures and pressed flower specimens. You also see that there is an individual that is wandering around, caring for the plants themselves. They seem to be a human of sorts. They have some vines, kind of, or like little greenish vine-looking things woven into their hair, and their hands are particularly dirt stained. But they don't seem to have noticed you yet.
Interesting. Oops.
All right, Pyrie. So what's about the plants?
Mr. DM, can I roll a
Nature check? Absolutely.
Yeah, to see what plants are in there and if I recognize all the fancy things.
Yep. Beautiful. With a
Sure
fucking
does.
28. Okay. So, high table information. This place has pretty much any and all herbs, plants, anything you could possibly need for your herbalism stuff. It can be remedies, so poultices and salves for healing that you could use that give you like a small amount of recovery outside of combat. There's all sorts of seeds for plants that, in case you wanted to try to grow stuff, of course you'd probably need somewhere for that to grow. There's also a lot of really, if you're looking for a particular set of potion or herbalism kit ingredients, this is where you would pick them up. It's
Ooh.
a lot. It's like more plants than I want to list because there's so many, and it just depends on what you're interested in.
I'd like to roll to sniff, Mr. DM.
Absolutely. Give me a perception roll.
Are there? I mean,
Mr. DM, do I sniff out the one particular sniff that I would ever be sniffing to identify for?
for the love of God.
It's not a for the love of God thing. It's a flower.
Uh-huh.
I thought you were
Thinking.
trying to sniff out panties in this book.
That's what I thought too.
That's why I now feel the need to be specific.
You said
We're in
the
a
one
plant
thing
shop.
that you
I'm
would be
sniffing for
finding.
a familiar flower.
I don't have a nat 20 sniffed out a flower roll here. Hang on. Give me a minute. I need a second. I gotta find
How
some
could
shit.
you? How could you not pre-write out this clearly inevitable scenario, Mr.
Clearly.
DM? How could you possibly just not anticipate that I would walk into a building with foliage and sniff? Because it probably smells very aromatic in here in general.
It really does. It's
Flower
very
shops are like a
floral,
blast to the face.
floral, earthy, like all of that.
Mm-hmm.
Smells like dirt.
Spills like dirt.
Smells. It smells like outside. Wow. Very concentrated outside.
It smells
Like
like
inside.
what the outside of my window smells like.
The outside of my window just smells hot.
Oh, that's not fun. That
Yeah,
smells
the
like
outside of
swamp.
my window is starting to smell warm. But also, the
Yeah.
outside of my window is facing my pool, so it probably chlorine-esque. I don't know.
For a couple of things here. First off, Pyrie, with a 28 on nature, all of those things are available to you. You do also go ahead and roll me a 1d4, please.
But Pyrie is P, so you're gonna have to roll.
Cool.
the
I will
1d4
roll it for her.
Pyrie. Mhm.
My apologies. I misheard. I was doing the
she can
thing.
hear you. Yeah, I imagine she can hear you, but I don't
Yeah.
think.
So, Pyrie, you do identify and recognize one of those 4 sticks you kept.
No shit.
No shit. No shot. With a 28, she does manage to find that. So I'm going to move this over.
Well, that's fun.
Liari.
Oh my god, did I sniff?
You just smell the most wonderful smells in this room. And if there's a particular type of flower that Liari enjoys above all others,
There sure is, Mr. DM.
then she would find that flower in this shop.
Wow. I would like to purchase 1 Azaria flower, please.
Done deal.
Yeah.
Since we are doing a pee break that I did not see.
Yeah.
I just saw the message. Funny enough, that's funny. Since we are at the halfway point, let's go ahead and take we'll take our quick break and we'll come back. But don't go anywhere, chat. We will be back. It will be great. I'm glad we've had some moments already. It's been a great time, and we'll see you here in 10 minutes. Don't go nowhere. Yeah. And we're back. Hello, everybody. Welcome back. I hope you found yourself a nice snack or a drink or something of that caliber. Yeah, that's all I got. So, hey, Liari. How was dinner?
It was good. Thank you for reminding me, because I've already forgotten, but I had a salad, and then I had shrimp fettuccine. So, yum. And I would like to roll to steal your panties.
Bet. Let's do it. I believe this is going to be a 20.
I just rolled a 20, so yep. The rough timing.
So close.
If I hadn't have sniffed.
If you had held back your sniff.
Sniff, sniff. I know. Sniff, sniff.
So, bringing us back in. Pyrie, with your 28 nature check, looking around the shop, you find as many things as you could possibly need for herbalism and all that stuff. There's a lot of alchemy supplies here, but you also managed to find a fairly healthy version of something called a skyleaf fern, which has vibrant electric blue feather-like fronds that shimmer faintly when light hits it, as if filled with a lot of static energy. And they all curl upwards slightly, giving it an appearance of reaching for the sky. If you'd like... Well, it just depends on what you want to do with that information, I suppose.
I mean, is the plant like... Is it for sale, or is it like one of the display collection pieces? Is this, can I have it?
Smiles. The individual who has been working off on the like a little bit of ways away from you guys notices you, kind of stands up and like pats her hands off, and you see a bunch of soil fall from her hands as she approaches you. Says, "Well, hello. And what can I do for you?"
Claire's gonna be semi-excited and be like, "Is this for sale?"
"Oh, this is one of my favorite plants here. I've worked very hard to make sure it stays healthy. Are you familiar with taking care of very exotic plants?"
Yes.
"Wonderful." And she's going to kind of go over to it and take a look. "I think it's due for a clipping. I'd be happy to provide you with the clippings for something like perhaps 2 gold apiece. It's very expensive to keep alive, and this goes straight into the nursery's funds."
You said 2 gold apiece?
"Yes." And she looks at it. "I could probably provide you with 3 clippings."
I think I can take 2.
Two clippings?
2
Of
clippings.
course. That will be 4 gold, please.
Fire's gonna like rummage through her pockets and like collect the like little trinkets of money and then be like, "Play me. Play me.
Yeah, what's up?
This is 4 gold, right?" And she just like hands Larry like, or like opens her palms with like a bunch of coins in them.
I'll pick out the 4 gold and place it on the table of the coins that are shown.
The woman kind of watches this happen and kind of like does that thing where you're like, all right, and takes the coins and wonderful. Hold on a moment and I'll clip them for you. And she goes over and carefully picks up a very like nice pair of pruning shears, makes her way over ever so deftly and carefully in a way that Pyrie, you really appreciate. She very carefully removes the 2 cuttings. And she takes them and dips them in a little bit of honey before wrapping them in a cloth. She hands them over to you. She says, "These should grow very well, provided that they have quite a bit of sunlight." And she gives you a whole rundown of like how to grow it, but you just nod along because you've already done so. You're very aware of how to make these grow, and these are much healthier than the ones you took before.
Yippee!
So
Nice.
go.
And then while we're at the counter, I'll purchase my flour too because I was not charged for it. So I'm
You were
being
not
honest.
charged. Just for a singular flower. Well, actually, a flower of this caliber, you're looking at a silver.
Okay, cool. Done.
There's that, in case you need the actual text, Pyrie.
Isn't the actual, huh?
I put in the game chat 2 clippings of Skyleaf Fern in case you hadn't already added that. But
Okay.
so you
It's
guys
like where?
obtain your plants, and about this time, well, you've obtained your plants while Mads and Joe were making their way back from Markella, and you can meet up with them.
Woo.
Awesome. I will do that. But I'm gonna have like a big old stupid smile on my face as I'm holding my flower and kind of sniffing it. Probably blushing a little.
Pyrie,
It's
with
like,
your
"All right, Pyrie,
passive
let's go
perception,
get some hot chocolate."
you're gonna see the blushing with that passive perception.
Harry's gonna be completely ignoring it and doesn't care because she's has plants. Yes, plants. Plants.
So you guys meet up with Joe and Mads, who are enjoying a hot chocolate. Mads, since you've been here, Joe's had a couple of sips and looks a lot more calm, more collected, more ready to move forward with continuing to go to Markella for more practice. And then, as far as everybody goes, are you guys setting out right away for your job?
Probably after we have this little break here. I don't know. I'd
Imagine
be
we
ready to
we regroup and
Yeah.
probably go.
So you guys regroup, take 5 minutes, having some probably like a half an hour having some hot chocolate. You got up pretty early in the morning. I would say the sun is just getting up into the sky. We'll call it 9, 10 o'clock. No, you would have went to bed earlier than that. We'll call it about 8 or 9 in the morning. You guys have been up and at 'em, bright and early, bushy-tailed, because you probably didn't go to bed till 11, but that's 8 hours. So perfect.
Yippee. I will mention to Mads that, like, yo, that flower shop that we were at had a lot of good stuff, and I know you're, like, really into your flower, so I don't know if that's gonna be something you want to look at later.
Yeah, I'd be interested in going and seeing what they have.
Yeah, see, because I got this flower, and I'm gonna hold out my flower. I mean, like, I love this flower. This is a good flower.
It's very pretty. I don't know what it looks like.
To be fair, we don't know what it looks like either. That'll be to be determined.
It's
Okay.
a TBD flower.
However,
It's so pretty.
It is a pretty flower. It's like a bright magenta, and that's about as far as we got.
Bright
Smells
magenta, yeah. It smells. What does it smell like? What does it smell anyway?
Oh,
You
It
see, what does
smells
it
like.
smell?
Yeah.
It smells
me-
very floral and happy.
Yeah, I was gonna say, to me it smells like everything, like the cement that fills in the cracks, and like, I don't know if you have the holes in your heart get filled in, like, whatever the hell else, mushy gushy stuff. That's what it smells like to me. To other people, it probably just smells like a really nice, like, aromatic flower, not too over the top, but you definitely notice it if you're out for a walk.
Noise. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. There you go. So do you describe that to Mads then?
Well, not like that. I'll just be like, this is the best flower ever. It smells so good. It's my favorite flower.
Pyrie's gonna be interested in this, and she's gonna try and sniff the flower, and then sneeze.
Okay.
Like on Larry's hand. Just the, like a cat.
Yeah, like a 4-year-old.
Yeah.
Okay. Y'all are playing people, so I thought this was gonna go over better, but fine. This is whatever.
She's just gonna be like, it does smell good though.
Yeah, it
It's
does.
pretty, but like, it's not the lotus.
Oh, this is going well.
Amazing.
Yeah, okay.
But it is really pretty.
Bonding is so hard. Okay, yeah. And I'm just gonna pull it back to me and just hold it and sniff it and continue to like feel mushy gushy good feelings. Alrighty. Yeah, I think now I'm good to go.
Okay.
Let's go fight.
So,
Let's go murder.
Murder. So, Liari holding the flower. You all finish your hot chocolate, and you make your way down south, going through the Bay Ridge district in the southern portion of town, passing a big library called the Library of Music, passing a large temple to some unknown god, or one that you probably are familiar with, but you guys make your way
Who's
down.
to say?
Where's my... There it is. So you depart Melody Cove through a very large stone gate, stepping onto a well-trodden dirt road that winds between fields of neatly tended crops. Towering stalks of palm grain rustle in the breeze, and then further along, plots of sun basil with wide gold-speckled leaves thrive within the sunlight, and then man-made canopies that filter it. Farmers kind of continue to work in the fields, some waving at you as you pass, guiding some of the few beasts of burden that you have seen on these isles, as well as lugging baskets filled with grains or fruits or herbs. The air smells very much like fresh soil, and you get a bit of a faint sea spray that drifts up and inwards. After a mile of walking through that, you eventually find that the neat rows of farmland become very sparse and end altogether, making way for patches of very untamed greenery as you walk into the wild jungle itself. Which...
Oh, Mr. DM, I'm gonna re-up our mental connection because it's probably about that time as well.
Absolutely, I love that. Nice.
7 hours.
So, as you make your way into the canopies, following the rough directions provided to you on the contract, the jungle around you has just this vibrancy of colors this deep in. You're very used to it now, but it's still beautiful. You still get occasional bursts of color in the form of tropical birds or small bright frogs perched on logs or large leaves. And as you make your way through, it says that the contract states that there will be a thin pathway just off the road, about a couple of miles outside of the city. You guys do see this said road. It is almost unnoticeable, but because you all have a passive perception over 12, you manage to see it just fine. And it leads up into a small rise into the jungle ahead, which is much more thick and dense than the pathway that you're walking around. Go ahead and give me a perception check from all of you, if you would. Nice. Wow, 2 18s. Good stuff.
Well, I don't say so.
Yeah.
You never lose that one.
All three of you, up ahead on this path, as you begin to make your way up, you see that it is blocked by a low wall of twisted, thorn-covered vines which snake across the trail. And because you all rolled above a 12, or at a 12, you see that these barbs on the vines glisten with a faint, amber-looking sap that drips out of the tip. And because there are 2 18s, the 2 18 people manage to kind of look past through this very thick underbrush and see that there is perhaps a treacherous looking muddy spot just on the other side of the brambles that stretches outwards about 20 feet forward, before becoming a normal looking path again.
Alright, I'll alert the party to that. Careful, watch your footing. It's all mushy here.
So what I'll have you...
Yeah, I mean, you see it too, so I didn't need to tell you.
Yeah. So getting around the brambles, it doesn't look like you can go around them. You're gonna have to make your way over or through them.
Not the brambles. I'm gonna look at the plant person and see if she's gonna do anything about that. I won't say anything verbally, I'll just look at her. Like, Pyrie. We gotta go that way.
Nope.
Please hold.
You're holding. I'm only doing this because I've seen you do crazy stuff with plants before. I don't know what you can do, but I just am like, I mean, I've watched you grow shit out of nowhere, so I'm just gonna stare at you like maybe you do something about the brambles. Surely.
What if I can technically do anything about them?
That's fair enough. I wouldn't know. Both in-game and high table, I wouldn't know, so... just stares. And the longer I stare, I'm gonna be like... I've seen you do some interesting things with plants. Surely you can do something about the brambles.
The brambles.
The brambles.
The brambles. It's the way we gotta go.
Oh, duh.
Oh?
Question: How big of an area is this again for the brambles and the nonsense that's happening in front of me?
Because of your perception, the brambles themselves are probably about 10 feet wide, and they stretch across the path and all around the area. The path being the easiest way to get through them, as the rest of it is overgrown even more so. So whereas the path would probably have 10 feet worth of brambles that you'd have to get through, the rest of it around the area to go past would probably be closer to 20 or so. And then just past that is a 20-foot circular patch of treacherous looking mud.
I have a question, Mr. DM.
Yeah.
Because I have an idea.
Okay. Idea. I like ideas.
I have an idea, but I need to know if you would allow this to work or if this even would work.
Sure. Let's go with
Because
if it would
technically
work.
speaking,
Yeah.
Because technically speaking, I have overgrowth that I can utilize, and I can create an area within it that is. I believe this is the right one. Hold on. One area. Any size within the sphere. Yeah. So
I see.
you see what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
can I utilize it and use it to forcefully create a movable path for us? Like, in my head, it could work in the sense of like.
I'll go ahead and hold us here, because specifically it doesn't allow you to take away difficult terrain. It just allows you to exclude an area. So it wouldn't help you here.
Good.
But I see what you were saying.
Mm-hmm. Wait.
Mm-hmm.
This is gonna sound really dumb.
Nah.
No such thing.
Actually, no, that wouldn't work. Never mind.
Guys, you can as a point out, you can also just try and break the brambles too, or hop over them.
This is true.
Or
yeah,
like,
but
my other alternative was burning them.
Just gonna... Oh my god! Please not burn. Please do not burn down the jungle. While we're on a hunt.
Every time these players go anywhere, they leave the rest of the place in fire.
Yeah, we have options. It's just in game. I think Liari's watched you do crazy shit with plants before and stared at you. Just to see if you would do something. If you can't do anything, that's fine. If we could do something else, but I would just say.
Yeah, no, I don't think there's. Huh.
Well, there you go.
Wait, how strong would you say the brambles are?
Oh god.
They're spicy brambles. They're primarily just like preventative. They're probably
like, are they like there's how big are they? Are they just spiky things on the ground that we can just kind of like squamch, or is
they're
just,
anywhere
like...
between like a quarter of an inch in diameter to an inch in diameter, depending on how spiny and like how grown they are. Jesus.
How tall are they?
Only about 5 feet high. Maybe even a little less. So yeah. About 5 feet high, about 10 feet deep. Think like overgrown rose garden, except more dangerous.
So true.
Okay.
Are we surrounded by trees, Mr. DM?
Yeah, there's plenty of trees. It's jungle. They're everywhere.
Amazing. I would like to attempt to climb a tree because Pyrie has been sitting there looking confused for a good amount of time.
Okay. Go ahead and give me an acrobatics.
I'm just confused.
Actually, don't even bother.
Yeah.
This is like you get an automatic 10 just flat. Like there's no possible way you'd fail. So you climb the tree. You get up towards the top, and what are you looking for?
Well, I'm surveying the area a bit more, and I'm looking to see if maybe we can, like, climb from tree to tree, or if there's a way I can make, like, a rope bridge, or, like, I don't know, can I swing people across? Like, that's kind of how I'm thinking about it now. I'm going full, like...
I just thought of an idea. I had an idea. Please, for the love of God, let me do this.
Is it the fucking tangle thing? Are you doing
It is not. It is not. Because I want to utilize 2 of my cantrips back to back to clear out the bramble.
Oh god.
Oh god.
Specifically,
bear in mind that I'm in a tree. Please, God.
I know. I know you're in a tree. It's fun. Okay. Okay, I have three. Technically speaking, I have 3 cantrips that can help with the whole situation. If Pyre can make, I'm assuming we have the ability to make light a fucking candle.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Great. Fantastic. I want to use Scorch and Burn by using Control Flame and then Druidcraft to snuff out the fire beforehand, because little at a time, to just clear it and mow it down so we don't get hurt or have to climb over trees.
That's gonna take 12 hours.
That's exactly what I was just looking at. I'm gonna read it real quick to see.
If it gets a little bit too big, I believe Mads has a create water, if I remember correctly. So she can be backup on this to snuff out the fire completely in the event that it's gross.
If we're burning it down, I may as well use my green flame blade.
You can help. But I can't control your fire because that's magic fire.
Right, that wood and other fuel is present in the location.
Let me actually read that.
Control flame allows me to.
Is such an interesting idea.
Because control flame lets me expand
it is under
flames
spells, so I guess
5 feet into 5 feet into one direction. These are also cantrips, so it's not consuming my spell slots. And then do 5 feet at a time if possible.
I'll say you can move the fire, but it's not an instantaneous burn, right? It's gonna have to catch, and these aren't inherently they're not dead, so they're gonna take longer to burn. It's viable.
But while it's burning and stuff, we can smack it down and whatnot.
Sure. I'll say if you
have weapons that extend beyond our fucking fists.
If you go this route, I will say each 5-foot cube would probably take at least an hour to burn down to a point where you could break it down and walk over it or shove it to the side.
I mean, if it's on fire and then we're looking at it at the same time a little bit, as it
You want to hit the burning bush? It'll be on fire and you're gonna hit it with a stick.
I'm gonna hit it with a sickle, or yeah,
my short sword just. Oh my god! Why do you like this more than me? Okay.
Yeah, you can absolutely.
You're not all very dexterous beings.
Yes, but that's why I have ropes. I'm doing it for you. I can make harnesses.
Yes, Mads.
I would like to use my wings to help me navigate the terrain.
Your wings?
I thought that was once per long.
My
range.
wings.
Yeah,
I already used it.
Yep.
Shit.
Although I love the
was
enthusiasm.
Cool. Yes.
To answer your question earlier, Anna, yes, you could absolutely try and swing people over if that's the route you guys want to go. They would get an acrobatics with advantage to leap over. If you guys go the route where you burn down the plants and hack at it with your bladed weapons, I would say you could probably cut through the entirety of the path, which is you could cut through a 5-foot path 10 feet deep, give or take about an hour. And that would allow you to walk through the brambles through a hole that you've made. So it just depends on how you guys want to go about it.
I will go with democracy on the party, but on how dexterous they're feeling.
I will go whatever way is the easiest.
Easiest
Well,
is
so
relative
basically-
here.
Yeah, it's basically, do you want to wait an hour and do a funny controlled burn, or do you want to try and make it across doing an acrobatics with advantage check is basically the option here.
I'd rather do the acrobatics or dexterity.
Okay.
If Mads makes it, I will attempt it. If Mads doesn't make
Okay.
it, then I am burning shit.
Okay.
Okay, we're trying it, Mr. DM. Here we go.
Okay. Sounds like a plan.
Swinging 'em.
So,
We're swinging them.
Liari, how are you doing this? Are you like knees over a branch upside down, like trapeze, or are you just using a rope and you're standing on top and swinging them? How does this work?
So I do want to create sort of like a safety belt scenario where I would harness them in. And then that's just in case if something happens, but then yeah, we can do the trapeze method of just toss.
Okay, so you're tying yourself to the tree so you don't fall into the brambles.
Myself and them.
But if you're throwing, okay. If you're throwing them across, are you giving enough slack, I guess is my question.
Of course. That's
Okay, great.
the whole purpose. So like,
Yeah.
it's the idea of if they slip, I can grab the rope, right?
You
if
got
they
it,
can't
okay.
gra- Yeah.
I understand. All right, Mads. Please roll acrobatics with advantage. You're going to swing from Larry's hands across. You're gonna do like a little jump using momentum gained from Liari.
Well, advantage then. Much better.
Oh,
Yes,
yay!
perfect. So-
Much better.
So Mads, you kind of have to scale the tree a little bit to get into a position where you can be tossed over, and you leap. You grab Liari's hands, and Liari swings, carrying you further over the branches. You go a whole 15 feet forward, landing safely on some very squishy mud on the far side of the brambles. You are still attached by a rope to Liari.
Ooh.
If you feel safe in the mud, you can take the rope off. And I'll do the next person.
I'll take it off then.
All right. So as you untie the rope, and you seem, you're just standing there. It's a squishy mud.
Can I make move to get to land? That's not squishy.
Yeah, absolutely. There's
Well,
some
there's-
some not squishy land about. You got thrown 15 feet. Then that would be about 15 feet away from you currently. There seems to be a different colored looking mud. Seems a little bit more sturdy. You gonna start moving that way?
Sure.
Go ahead, roll me acrobatics and a perception. Liari, actually no, not on Liari yet. Cool. Mads, you're making your way, and this mud is just really hard to get in. It's really like pulling your boots, almost like too much. But you're starting to make your way across. You have moved 5 feet. Let's return over to Pyrie and Liari. How you guys doing? What are you up to?
I'm just taking whoever's next. If Pyrie wants to go, if Joe wants to go.
Joe will step up if Pyrie doesn't.
I'm gonna wait and watch.
Wait and watch. Joe's gonna step up. And he's going to do his acrobatics with an advantage. Hang on.
Oh, Joseph.
Joseph. Okay. So as Joseph climbs up, he leaps outwards, grabs your hands, and you try to hurl him, but he is quite hefty. He's got a lot of gear and just manages to, like, the tip of the pommel of his sword on his back manages to hit the branch, and he flies forward. He does manage to make it past the brambles just barely. He does land with his back, like, in the brambles, but his crab armor prevents any actual damage from happening. But he is currently prone.
Oh no. Safe. Alright, well. He kind of needs to steady himself and decide whether or not he's going to take off the rope, so.
Mads, would you give me an acrobatics? And another perception. Perfect.
I'll finally know what's going on.
Okay.
Okay, Mads.
Oh
No.
no.
You are struggling to make your way through this mud. It is pulling, and every step you take, you seem to be sinking into... Oh, you are now getting... You're almost up to your waist in this mud. You started out with just your feet. Joe is failing miserably to disentangle himself from the brambles, however, and has subsequently started to sink down a little bit, which is fairly noticeable to you, Liari, and to you, Mads.
Okay.
I have a question.
Can I...
DM.
What's your question?
So technically, you would call this mud that we're in?
I technically called it a mud.
Mud being comprised of sand and water?
Sure.
Cool. I'd like to do water walk on the party.
Okay. All right. Okay.
Such as water, acid, mud, snow, quicksand, or lava.
That shit.
Whoa!
That shit has
That's your
the
DM.
same. That has the same energy of, hey, what's bones made of?
But it literally says in the description, Mr. DM,
It
mud.
does say it in the description, so you know.
But it did have that energy, but it's literally sitting there.
This is some. That's great. Okay, so you've cast Water Walk on the party.
Yes.
You are ejected from the quicksand.
As per previously determined.
Joe goes boop, and lands on his ass, and he just Mads, you are waist deep, so you are ejected violently. Please make an acrobatic saving throw, dexterity saving throw.
Dexterity?
Dexterity saving throw to land on your feet.
Oh my god. Please.
You don't land on your
No.
feet. You land on
I'm
your
not a
ass, but you don't take any damage because that was entertaining. The party now has Water Walk, and the quicksand trap is no longer applicable. Good job.
Yippee!
That was
All
very
right,
Come
smart.
on, Barry. It's time to swing across. Oh wait,
There he is.
Joe, take off the rope, bud. Joe, take...
Okay, he takes the rope off.
Okay, Pyre turn.
All right, Pyre, if you're doing that too, give me an acrobatics with advantage.
Come on.
Well,
That's better.
not as good as Joe. Joe Catcher.
Joe!
Joe has just managed to like stand up as Pyre leaps from the branch, grabbing Liari's hands and being yeeted across. He stands up, and Pyre manages to land exactly where Joe is. The two of them sort of tumbling down on top of this now very sturdy mud. No damage taken because you landed on Joe.
Nice.
Fantastic.
Cool.
Then I'll do my fucking acrobatic show off bullshit, extra flips, landing like I'm a gymnast at the Olympics, like land that shit, arms in a Y, fucking hands flicked out bullshit.
Amazing. Give me an acrobatics.
Yeah, my minimum of 20 here.
Yeah. Yeah. You gracefully leap from the branch, and it looks like as the rest of your party watches, as you just sort of like flow through the air as if you're floating, and you manage to land next to Pyrie and Joe, who are currently like fumbled onto the ground, and you land next to them perfectly with your hands up in the air like a perfect Olympics landing. You kind of just look over at them.
Yeah, I'll reach out my hands to help get them up off the ground. Nobody takes my hand, that's
Nobody
fine.
takes your hand. Joe will take your hand.
Everyone's so mean to me.
Joe takes your hand and appreciates the help.
Pyrie is busy dusting herself off and just
Matt is just pretty proud that they saved themselves from being eaten by sand.
Also, I would like to
that's
note,
perfect.
because I just realized this now, we're going to assume that the pig can just easily, it's tiny and can go through everything.
It's in your knapsack. Like it's a little guy, little fella.
Yeah, he's a little
Dude, I
fella.
can just
Oh.
kick it like a damn football, bro.
He's
I was
also-
gonna say he wiggle. I was gonna say he wiggled. Because he's so tiny. Because he's just a piglet. So like piglets are like the size of a fucking football.
Guess
could
what
probably
that
easily
football's
wiggle
filled
through
with
the-
though.
Yeah, I know. That's why I'm saying. He could probably wiggle through the bramble without fucking problem, like any tiny little animal would be able to. That would live in there.
Yeah, I find that valid. Just see Hambone come walking out like all strutting through the brambles.
Yeah, and then does a little shake.
Yep.
You know, the little like wiggle.
He gives you a little wiggle, and you hear this clink, clink, clink inside.
Yeah.
I love that. That's
Perfect.
great.
Thank you. I'm trying to avoid accidentally poison bombing my entire team.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
Do not.
Surprising, I know. Do not
Do not the ham bone.
Do not the ham bone. I repeat, do not the ham bone.
God. I love when my teammates bring a bomb.
Right? It's the best.
Good times.
So, leaving the brambles and the quicksand behind you, you make your way up the thin pathway, cresting a slight rise. And as you reach the top, you look down and see a sickly patch of contorted trees and fading foliage contained within a small valley. Leaves hang limply, sporting yellow-brown spots. And as you get closer down the path into the valley, the soil around the trunks of the trees reek of decaying plant matter. You also see a number of pale mushrooms with mottled red caps that sprout in clusters, some leaning precariously on blackened logs. Go ahead and give me a perception from everyone.
Hey, Mads, it's shrooms, just like your girlfriend.
That's actually so funny too. Context or IRL life. Oh my god.
Yeah, I did say that in game.
Sorry, wait, what are we looking at? Mushrooms?
I said that to you.
Mr. DM, can I roll a nature check instead?
Yes, you can. The perception was for
Really?
something different, but the nature will do for what I have for you specifically. Pyrie, because you are so versatile with plants, these clusters of red splotched tilted mushrooms are called rot blossom fungus, and they are occasionally used in anti-poison salves, but if handled improperly, can cause mild hallucinogenic effects.
Oh, that's
Wow, fun! Just like your girlfriend.
Can I collect some?
Sure,
maybe?
yeah.
Oh no.
How many would you like to collect? What's your minimum roll for nature? Literally a 10. You cannot get lower than a 10. It's wild.
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay.
What's a reasonable amount that's not an excessive amount?
8,000 mushrooms.
But it's still a lot of mushrooms.
Roll me 3d10. That should average out to something useful.
Is this how this works?
Yep.
Nope.
You're just rolling a d10, so I don't know where the +3 is
I don't know what
from.
You can just click the D10 3 times.
Oh, down at the bottom, yeah.
Oh, okay.
There you go.
I understand now.
Aha! Alright, go ahead and add 21 red blossom fungus to your...
You crit one of those, by the way. You went.
Did you actually?
Yeah,
Just
one
make
of
it
those
around
is 10.
25.
So 25. Right? Yes?
Yep.
Right? Is that
25.
there it is.
Since you crit on one, I think that's funny.
Yeah, it was a 6,
Well,
10, and a 5.
Funny.
Now.
What are they called? Red blossom. What?
I put it in player
what?
notes in Discord.
Rot
Rot
blossom.
blossom.
Rot blossom. I don't know why I said red blossom.
They're red
Rot
splotched.
blossom.
I heard it too.
Yeah. For the rest of you, well, except for Larry, Pyrie and Mads. Pyrie and Mads, as you look down, from here you can see what seems to be maybe a reddish haze at the bottom of the valley that seems to pool in the lowest portions of the ground here. Like a red mist or red haze. It's hard to see really from where you're at, but while you wait maybe 5-10 minutes for Pyrie to go pick up a whole bunch of stuff, and seeing as she rolls a 10 naturally, she physically can't fail and get the hallucinogenic effects. So you guys eventually make your way down, emerging onto a marshy shore, which overlooks a sickly green lake. The humid swamp air is thick as you stand close to this foul-smelling bog, while your boots sink. No, they don't. They don't sink into the spongy soil because you have water walk. But it is still slick with algae and decayed vegetation. The lake's water glows a murky green with swirling yellows, as though some sort of thick sludge churns beneath the surface. Dead trees jut out from shallow pockets, bark sloughing off in ribbons. And from here, you get a much better view of that faint red haze that wafts over the lake. It flickers with little faint arcs of crimson light, winding in and out of reeds. And then every breath in this area tastes sour and acrid, and that taste is refreshed with each plume of green gas that is expelled in random intervals from strange pustules under the water, as the gas bursts upward in a plume of it just sort of like spreads out over the area, mixing with that red haze and leaving like this green funk in the air. All of the drifting reeds and lily pads have been reduced to pallid husks and very thorny vines that are anywhere from a foot to 5 feet thick tangle the perimeter. Lastly, Mads, entering this valley, the moment you breathe in that red mist, you get a metallic tang in the back of your throat as well.
Gross. I like to sniff my flower.
It's hard to smell over this, but you do get a little bit.
That makes me grumpy.
I'd like to just look around.
Okay. What are you looking for exactly? Anything in particular, or just broadly, now that you guys are at the lake?
Just broadly, to kind of see over the lake.
Yeah, I would need to look for said creature that we're hunting.
Okay. Let's see.
Creature.
If you're looking for the creature, what I'll have you roll. Damn, guys, y'all are on the point here.
Sorry.
Perception?
Yeah.
Nature?
Go ahead and roll nature for me. If you guys are looking for indications that the creature was here, what I will have you roll is either investigation or survival, rather than perception.
What was the perception for? Just to see if I see it?
You guys rolled that perception without me. I was explaining what I was going to ask you for, and y'all went for perception. I was like, all right. Damn.
Right. Yeah, okay, so nature was...
Nature, intelligence, nature, investigation, or survival are the options.
Survival's the best I can do, so...
Not bad. Damn.
No survival instincts.
None at all. So, Hyrie with an 18 nature check. There also would not be any birds in this area. With an 18 nature, Jesus Christ. You have made your way up towards the shore and have been investigating the plants along it. And with a careful eye, you notice lumps of decaying lily root near the shoreline, which would once have carried pretty potent healing properties when steeped. But these look rotten or corrupted or unhealthy. Move the whole party up a little bit since you're all looking around now. The survival checks, you both succeed, and between the two of you, you can note footprints leading away from the water, which are wide and irregular on this plateau here. They look partially webbed, suggesting some sort of creature that is adapted to dredging through this. Trekkies. I will use your perception rolls. It's for something separate, but I'm going to use them anyway because why not?
Oh, okay, I already deleted mine, but it was a 22.
Yeah, I was going to say I'm missing one.
I did not do a perception check, I don't think.
No, you did not. Not for this, but you can roll one now. Okay. Easy enough. You'll all see it then. Hanging up on this tree right here towards the top, you see an odd wasp-like nest nestled into just kind of like the actual trunk of this tree here. Well, kind of like on a branch, but nestled into the actual branch. And you can see even from the shoreline that fairly large insectodrones about the size of a child's forearm are kind of zooming about this area, landing on whatever little reeds live in this space that aren't completely destroyed.
Nope. Mentally, I'm
Hey,
gonna be
nope.
like, nope.
We're just gonna back away.
Sure
Let
did.
me back away from
Some
things.
big old bugs.
Perception. What did you roll on a perception, Liari? You said 22?
22.
Okay. With a 22, I have to give you this one as well, which is looking out into the lake, straining to see past that layer of red haze. You barely make out a hulking shape, mostly submerged in the water, right about here.
Oh, extra nope. All right, mentally, I'm gonna be like, okay, so on top of the fact that
Extra
there's
nope.
a ton of bugs, which is big nope. In the water, there was a big something. Which is probably what we're here to kill. But them some big bugs.
They're very large bugs. I don't like them.
Yeah, I'm not sure how we're gonna deal with that.
Like,
Can I burn things now?
it could be a burn angle, it could be a try and lure the big thing away from the bugs and fight it somewhere else. I don't know. Like, I have some burny things, but not you with your rolls. Not you with your rolls.
From the water in the mist, you see what looks like a small child walking out from the mist along here. They seem to be in the water. They're walking and they look like they're clutching their arm. And you hear, in your mind, you hear a, "Please help me."
In like a suspicious way?
Insight.
I think no matter what, it's suspicious that we're hearing it in
Yeah, I was
there.
gonna say.
Like,
in all
Is it
cases, it's
suspicious for 25, Mr. DM?
I don't like to hear anymore.
Liari
Is
and
it anglerfish,
Mads.
Mr. DM?
This is sus as hell.
Sus as hell? Okay, mentally I'm gonna be like, okay, there's something wrong with that child. That ain't right. Nope, that's not. That's big nope.
It seems like they're
I'm gonna say
trudging
we ignore it.
through this mud very slowly towards you.
Did you say ignore it? It's coming this way. I'm like,
Oh,
I'd like to
Well-
stealth, Mr. DM.
Okay, where are you
I wanna
stealthing?
hide. I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. There's like bushes and shit, right? Or
Yeah.
like trees. I want to go
Yeah,
behind like
go
a
hide
tree or
over
a
here.
bush.
It'll be fine.
I don't. Okay. I just don't want to be here. Get me out of here. I'll roll, but it's a minimum of a 20, Mr. DM. That's a
You
29,
are.
Mr. DM. I'm disappearing into the forest.
You feel hidden.
You feel it is.
I hate that. I hate that. For a 29, I feel hidden.
Oh, shit.
You hear it again.
No.
Please, it'll be back soon.
one will be
no
back
shit.
soon. I'm gonna say it audibly.
No! I said it was sus! Okay, it's fine.
It'll be back soon. It's all in your
Look
head.
at the-
But
look
the
at the
child
party.
is getting within about 10 feet of you guys right now.
We should
Back
leave.
up. Please go literally anywhere else.
Ah!
I think Larry's broken.
No, it's okay. I'm okay. It's fine. I think I'm hidden.
You feel hidden.
You feel
I
it.
feel-
Yeah, you do.
You sure do.
I hate it here. I can't.
You all hear a low, grinding hiss echo
Hiss?
across the
From
swamp.
where, Mr. Kim?
followed by the sounds of water and sludge slipping off in a squishy, slidey, oozy sound as it splashes back into the bog, as you see a grotesque emergence of a monstrous creature right in front of you. A lumpish, bulbous crimson mass, leathery and slick, laced with throbbing, glowing red veins. Its hide is dark, ruddy red, like raw flesh stretched over bone, which is covered in pustules that pulse and pop, oozing a slime that drips into the swamp, pungent even from this distance. And everything it touches seems to boil a little bit.
That's disgusting.
Isn't it? It seems to absorb the reddish mist after expelling the ooze, the mist swirling little eddies around its pores before being sucked into the creature. And occasionally you see sparks of red lightning flare and crackle between its toothy maw and its bristling spines along its tentacles. Speaking of which, there are 3 muscular tentacles that stretch out from its back, each lined with spines that drip with the same ooze coming from its pustules, and its wide maw splits open across its front, revealing jagged, uneven teeth and a quivering tongue the size of a person. And that pungent odor, part raw sewage and part bitter magic, strikes you as the beast screeches.
Does the
Mads.
tongue the size of a person also happen to say, "It'll be back soon"?
Well, that is a particular ability of this particular creature, and that is how it lures. But y'all did not go for it, so it was like, nah, okay.
Hold on. Hold on.
It's-
giving
Many horror
anglerfish.
movies.
Its small, watchful eyes, glowing with a spark, fix on Mad specifically. There's a vile intelligence lurking behind them.
Gross.
Mads. The moment the creature exits the bog, it stirs that hazy red mist in the area, and you inhale it deeply, more so than you had before. You get a metallic tang that coats your tongue and your throat, like biting down on an iron coin, as a tingle spreads through your fingertips and your heart flutters in your chest. You get a fleeting wave of dizziness that grips you. And then you feel that well of power within you swell, teeming with energy. You feel almost euphoric in this moment, as if nothing could stop you. You may add 1 point of Veil Magic back.
Oh, Mr. Jam is taking pity on us. We're gonna die here.
We sure are.
There's no pity. This is all related, guys. You just haven't found it yet. With that in
Found it.
mind,
Oh, I'm not finding shit. I'm stealth. I disappeared.
There's like, I'm not fucking here right now, bitch.
I'm the like a gif of Homer disappearing into the bush hedge. Like, I'm gone.
you hear, as a broad telepathic voice sweeps the area,
You.
I hunger. Do you bring me food? And it looks at Mads.
No.
Pity.
Oh.
What do you bring?
Just myself, my compadres.
You say that?
Foolish. What do you think you'll accomplish here?
Well, we might kill you.
I think not.
How close is he?
Whoop. From you, about 15 feet.
15.
He is not far. That is
Oh.
not the sizing tool I was looking for. Where is my sizing tool? Where's my measurement tool? There we go. 20. 20 from you. As a
Okay.
point of interest, this creature is also about 15 feet across and about 15 feet high, plus tentacles, which are another 10 feet each. This is a monstrosity.
Mentally, can I check in with the party and just be like, so we're gonna fight this guy, right? This is the thing that we have to kill?
It's gotta be. It's gotta be. There's no way to help.
I'm gonna say yes, probably.
Okay. So there's no turning back from now.
It seems I'm not the only telepathic one.
Ew.
Of course, you can read our minds too.
Ew. It's touching my mind palace. I don't like it.
It's as it stands up, fully barraged, like I'd say broad-shouldered. You see that it also has 3 legs, which plunge deep into this lake. Whatever this creature is, it is an abomination.
Yeah, no kidding, Mr. DM.
As it begins to sort of stir and flick its back, he watches the last bits of sludge slide off back into the lake with a into the water, and it starts taking a step towards you.
Oh, hold no.
And that's where we're gonna end tonight's session.
Yep. No.
Don't worry, brave Mads will save you.
No.
Yeah, scary dog privilege. Scary dog privilege.
Yeah,
I
good,
got
just-
1 golden veil hit point back. We're so in. We're so bad.
We're so bad. Yeah, you're just gonna fly away and be like, later, suckers. I can't. No.
Oh man, I'm so excited for this, guys. This is gonna be great.
I like this music.
Isn't it great? This is my new favorite,
Mhm.
like, suspense music.
It's good.
So how do you guys feel? You ready for that?
I'm excited for the next session.
We're gonna die.
We're gonna die.
There's a really solid chance. Okay, bare minimum, if the water walking's still active, we're probably not gonna get drowned to death, which is
Worse, he's gonna
Something.
grab us and just throw us at the hard as fuck ground.
It's gonna be the crabs all over again.
Oh god, the crab.
we sure are doing something crab-like.
The debuffs. On
I
debuffs.
just
How long does this last? 1 hour? You haven't been walking in an hour. Honestly, this is like 10 minutes away. So for the extent of the battle, you'll have water walks. I want to make sure I put that down.
yeah, that's a good thing to note because we will forget.
Mm.
And note that I feel hidden.
Liari.
Hidden is the funniest shit ever.
I
The way you
hate
said
it
that was
so
just
much.
best.
I hate it so much.
I was cackling.
You feel hidden. You feel fine.
Like, the
It's-
highest possible roll is a 30. I rolled a 29. You feel hidden.
It seems safe.
What a lie.
Oh, it's so funny.
Guys.
You told me a lie this day. You feel safe. No, I don't.
No, I don't.
Oh, no. I don't like this.
I think you'll be fine.
You're gonna be fine.
Enjoy the gap moe of I get really angry and will swing first, ask question later on slavers, but I see creepy animals and I'm like, oh hell no.
Oh,
Get me
y'all
the
want to
fuck
see
outta
what
here.
the actual art is for
Yeah.
the creature?
I do.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah, I
like
do
it's
wanna
actual
show it before
D&D
bed,
monster
you're
that
right.
I've like adjusted for you guys. Let
Amazing.
me exchange this beautiful meme for that picture.
A meme? Oh, that one.
That's what it looks like on
Did
stream.
you post the Weem in the
I
channel,
did.
the Weem channel?
Yeah.
Oh, that's cool.
So that's essentially what it looks like, except this one is a flesh red and has a lot of pustules all over it that burst and pop. And,
Disgusting.
yeah, it's pretty fucking gross, honestly, but like,
It's all teeth. If I had seen your wife turn into this is what I would be like, damn, man, it's your girlfriend.
What? I like how I'm married to this.
I don't know. But like
it's almost a
like,
mushroom lady.
that's literally what I imagined in my brain when you were describing how she was like all mouth and teeth doing the scary thing. That's what that looked like to me. So if
Yeah.
I had seen it, Liara would have been like, oh my god, man. it's
For
your
all intents and
girlfriend."
purposes, like, just rotate the mouth 90 degrees so it's vertical, and that's it. That's what it looked like.
Yeah, I hate that a lot.
It's not
Thank
great.
you.
It's horrifying.
Well,
I don't
we're
even
on the
like
same
that.
page, then.
I don't even want to know what Pyre is gonna take off of that. There's too many teeth and spines, and there's too much. There's too much. What are you gonna take biopsies of the pustules? Like, I don't want it. I don't want to know.
Oh,
No, I
oh,
feel like they
It's
do
not-
for like the feet.
I have
It's not a
this.
terrible idea, though.
Do you go, like, objectively, you're gonna fight it and you're either gonna win or die, so it's not gonna matter if you know this information ahead of time. But, you wanna hear how much you can salvage off this thing?
Yes.
You get about 150 to 200 pounds of workable hide.
Oh, Pyre's so going to be thirsty after this thing.
No,
She wants
okay.
it. She wants it. I heard the webbed feet and was already
I will
like,
not be able to swing you back across the brambles. I'm telling you
fine.
now.
That's fine.
If you're dragging that much shit, I'm not doing it. I'm leaving you here.
That is totally fine and okay. I already have a mental plan. We'll get there when we get there.
I love this plan.
Oh.
This is such a great plan, you guys.
Oh.
This is just the best.
Like, I'm gonna try and sink it in the swamp, Mr. DM. I'd like to ready an action that if/when we survive and kill this thing, if I am not incapacitated, I'm gonna try and bury it in the swamp.
How are you? An approximately
Mr. DM.
5 to 6 foot humanoid going to bury a, like, behemoth.
Yeah,
Okay. Just want to make sure I got that out there.
yeah. Uh-huh.
Oh. I'm so excited
Yeah.
for this. This is gonna be great.
It's so gross.
Yeah. I have so many things I want to tell you guys.
Imagine.
That's gotta be the hardest part
Spoilers.
about being a GM.
Spoilers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so Burton gave an excellent point earlier that I should try to raise you up for advantage on panty rolls. So I would like to ask permission to harass you right now.
You know what? Just on Burton's behalf, we'll allow it the one time. Let's go. What do we got?
Okay. Mr. DM, do you have a mirror in your pocket? Because I can see myself in your pants. Can I have advantage on that, Mr. DM?
Wow. What a time.
Great, honestly.
What a time, guys. What a time. Take the advantage.
Yeah, let's go. Yes!
No.
Yes!
There's
Yes!
no fucking way.
Yes!
You rizzed the pants off of the DM! That's fucking hilarious.
So funny. I can't believe it.
That clip is not gonna have the first part. That might need to be highlighted because that was a long running joke.
I don't even have
Oh, no.
words.
Oh, that's so foul that worked. Oh, that's so foul.
There you
I can't
go.
believe that worked.
They are
I'd like
applied to your
apologize
character.
to you. Yeah, I'd like to. Yeah, they're back. The panties came home.
It's been so long since you've had.
I'd like to apologize to you and
Oh
Kelly
my
for
God.
that. That was pretty foul. That was
I
not
can't.
good.
I was just like, yeah, we'll do it once for a meme. Sure, that's fun. And that's the 20. That's the
fine.
roll.
That's amazing. Now I need to redo my notes because earlier I posted in my notes an updated version of the amount of panties that I have, but now I'm +1 Mr. DM's panties. Let's go. We're so back, baby.
I cannot
only been,
believe
like,
Go
this.
back.
It's only been like 18 episodes since I've had panties on my head.
Yeah, I feel like you got it really early on, and then it was just gone.
They lost him really early on.
oh.
Yeah.
You got that one, and then.
Damn,
Oh,
guys,
victory.
I'm just stunned over here. This is great. Anyway, congratulations, Liari.
I know.
Thank you.
I know.
Oh,
I did it.
You
I
did
don't
it.
feel the
You
best
did.
about it, but I did it.
You sure did do it.
fantastic. What a time to get it. What a time to get it.
Honestly.
I know.
On that note,
Potentially before our deaths.
yeah, before the last episode, episode 26, where the party dies because I TPK them.
Yeah.
Because I definitely did not make this one nice.
Yeah.
Time to die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is this because we told you before that you were making things too nice?
No, of course I didn't log that away and read it every night and every morning and thrive on it.
It was the fact that we nerfed a lot of. Well, we just killed a lot of your enemies.
You keep killing
before
things
we could
really
even-
well.
We do,
Yeah,
and
we've
it's kind
been
of funny.
doing too well.
Y'all are so
We've been doing
efficient,
too well.
and I'm so
And then
proud
there
of
was
you.
The crab situation where we just debuffed it to the point where there's like multiple rolls of nothing.
Just the crabs are like, I can't do anything. Do.
And none of us could do anything.
Oh, the hag.
rode
The
them
hag was
like a
the
rodeo.
worst.
Oh,
Yeah. That was
I'm-
funny as fuck.
I'm
We took-
invisible,
Are you though?
but I can't
Yeah.
see. That was great. What a
I'm
I'm
time.
blind, but I'm invisible.
Ah.
Okay.
But now you're not, because we can see you in the dust
Such a
and your
dumb,
blood dripping across the ground.
such a dumb fight.
That was so fucking funny, though.
That was a great fight. You guys do combat. It's the funniest way sometimes. But okay. on that note, thank you all for sticking around. Let me make sure to do my shout out for my wonderful streamer friends who are also my players. If you have not checked them out, please do so. Please give them a follow. They are wonderful. We're gonna go raid Game Master Eric because they are on episode 3 of their brand new campaign, which is exciting. And damn it, I make these commands and I still get them wrong.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep.
The commands are hard.
Commands are hard.
Commands are hard. And then of course, everybody, make sure you come hang out this weekend for a big shebang. There'll be lots of stuff happening. I don't even know what's gonna happen. It's just gonna be a lot. So stay tuned. Stay bowl.
Stay tuned for We Bully Mr. DM next weekend.
Yeah.
Even more so than we normally do.
I'm gonna get bullied a lot. It's gonna be great. I'm looking forward to it.
Funny.
All right, bye everybody. Have a good rest of your Monday. Stay safe, stay bold.
Gotcha.